I'm very much into food coma. Oh yeah. I am so easily uh I am so easily succumb to food comas. That's for sure. Um okay. Let me zoom on in here. Why am I constantly closed eyes? All right, hold on a second. Let's recalibrate this. There we go. Okay. I shouldn't be constantly blinding myself. Alrighty. Bit of a rough start for me, but all good. All good. Let's see. Let's jump back to the chat here real quick. Food coma. Your eyes are closed because of food coma. Yeah. Um, you know what it is? It's probably because I was drawing a lot over the last couple days, and my tablet's a little too close. So I'm gonna actually reorient this a little bit. And that'll help so that my webcam isn't blinded by the ceiling light. There we go. Okay, that's better. Um, Alrighty. So, hi everybody. I'm Victor Gnarly, and I am a comic artist and former visual effects artist. If you're new here, I definitely am. I'm definitely interested in kind of digging back in some of the stuff we did last week because we did some really fun stuff last week. We did the whole Sinful West thing was so fun. So, if you guys are down for some of that, we're going to dig back into that. But I want to kind of show, as we got some people rolling in here, I'll show how this place works, like how this stream works. You want to click on my little icon on the top here so that you get a full screen of that. And in terms of actually using this, interacting with the stream, you can go to VC Create. Just above the stage here, you'll see VC Create. That's where you can prompt stuff with us today. You can see Gom Pasta doing her thing. And then if you look just above that, there's also VC Text. And VC Text is where you can chat with us here. I'll give another little wave here with my little sticker that I have for my server. Hi, everybody. Yeah, thank God it's Friday, indeed. Um, I am relieved at the end of this week. We've been doing a lot of stuff that's just been sort of like off the server lately. So it's gonna be nice to get back into things. So hey, look at all the waves. Yeah, I love people using their OCs and starting their own like Discord servers to be able to just have their own little emotes and stuff. It's one of my favorite things about using the new or using character referencing. So just if you see people doing that in chat, that's how they're doing. They just start their own server and then you get 5 free stickers on your server. So did anyone just lose audio, or you did? That's just you. Sorry, Gallifrey. Um, you're gonna see like the Mid Journey mods and a couple of the regulars popping in here and chatting and stuff. I always love seeing you guys here. It is so much fun to see regulars come through, and at least for me, it is always like last week we had Kinky and Rhapsody on the stage. We got Ancient here today, and I'm just stoked to kind of like get myself out of the headspace I've been in for like the last week. So feel free to distract me with random things inside of VC Create because that's probably where I'll end up going. I did want to show you guys that I actually made a multi-CREF for the Sage comics, and I made a whole slash prefer for it. So it's super easy for me to make instant Sage comics now. I'll show you what a slash prefer looks like. It's a way to save links and prompts. So like, for example, we got these 3 links here inside of a character reference. I'll zoom in so it's a little more obvious here. Ancient has a character reference for his OC here. And these 3 links, okay, if I open up all 3, you can see one of them's a character sheet. This one's also a character sheet with some feet in it. And then we have a zoom in as well. So this is just kind of reinforcing the character to have these 3 links like this. And he set the character weight to 75 to give it a little more flexibility in the result. But if we wanted to save this character here, we can make a slash prefer of it. So we just write slash prefer. And then we're going to set this to option set, and we'll give him a name. So Ancient. and then we'll hit plus more, and then that will give us a value. You can do this on mobile too. It's a little more obvious on mobile, but then we're going to paste these 3 links as the value for ancient. And now when I hit enter on this, every time we write hyphen hyphen ancient, it's going to replace that text with those links. So we can just do, I'll just write Capoy, right? So we do cref, so a character reference, and then hyphen hyphen ancient, and it'll do it whatever your default is. So this is going to be version 6.1, but you can notice that the word ancient got replaced with the 3 links. So as for the results you get and whatnot, you can go as far, you can basically put anything inside of your slash prefer, including entire prompts, which is what I did for the Sage comics. So if I write now hyphen hyphen tumbling up, which is the name of the Sage comics, and just do that by itself, I actually have the entire prompt for the multi-character reference for tumbling up here. So what you're going to see as the result is a style reference and a character reference, all built in the one that has multiple characters in it. So there you go. That's the result we get off of a slash prefer now. A multi-panel character reference that features 2 characters. Now, because we're doing this in kind of a funky way with this one, where there's actually 2 characters in one result, the reason why this works is because the style reference has multiple panels in it. Oops, let me open this up proper here. Second link, there you go. So the first style reference includes one of my comics, but without anything written in the speech bubbles. That just kind of helps a little bit when it comes to the results being more usable as comics. And then the second one is actually just a different page from a different comic. And the idea that I had behind using these 2 references was one's indoor, one's outdoor, but it features a very similar sort of minimalist aesthetic to the backgrounds while keeping the focus on the characters. So what you get out of the result of that is that sort of panel layout, this sort of like clean box style comic panel. But the key thing here is the character reference, okay? The character reference is actually Sage and Michael. It's my poster for the 1994 year, and it even features the ThinkPad mouse nipple here, the little red dot there. This was one that I cleaned up in Photoshop and made it look good and whatnot, but it was almost done. This is almost the raw result. The actual motion lines that were here were not in this exact place, but they were the exact same motion lines. I just moved them in Photoshop, and I cleaned up a few details here and there, especially in the laptop. But this is the character reference that uniquely generates 2 different 90s style office characters, or at least in 2 characters in suits. So we can come into here and say we like this scene here, which doesn't exactly look like Michael, right? We can now come in and say vary region and then replace that image with Michael to be able to say, hey, actually, this face is a little wrong. So we can come into here, switch the character reference to another slash prefer that I have, which I do need to update, by the way. I need to make a new one for Michael, but I could do hyphen hyphen Michael now, and then hit submit. Now, there is currently an error that happens with this. So what I have been doing to get around this in the meantime is just quickly generate with the slash prefer in a separate prompt like this. So there's all of the codes for Michael. And I can now come back up to here, copying those links, and then replace this with that. And I know it's a little annoying right now, but that's been something ever since, I think, ever since character referencing. I think that bug has been in there. So I hope it gets fixed soon. But it is something that lets us go, okay, yes, this is the default result of image blending all those results, and we can basically character by character, prop by prop, or whatever you're doing, you can get you can basically clean everything up. And you can see that Ancient actually replaced the character reference inside the Sage comics with his own. So it basically replaces every character with his. And there's some fun ones here. I like the bottom left one here where he's just kind of emoting out to another version of himself. But let's see what happens when we did that replacement of Michael. And there you go. It's a lot more like him. He's a lot longer of a face than what was in there before. And we can essentially start directing Michael with this result. So it is a bit chibi, right? So if we up-res this one really quick, we can come in here and start removing the details that we think is a little wonky, right? And that's just by highlighting around it and stuff. There are more advanced tools on the website now. The new web editor is amazing for this. But it just lets us be able to pick individual parts. Now that we know that character reference is inside of there, we can just kind of go ham with this. You can see Legal Beagle's already having fun with it. There's Ooh, I like the really smarts character here. The results of this blue-haired sheriff character was so damn cute during the Sinful West stream last week. Yeah, just seeing these that you guys just going nuts with the comic formats, especially seeing characters interacting with each other, is so freaking cool to me. Like I love this second result here, because like not this one. Hold on. Yes, this one here, because we can essentially start to like formulate what happened here. Okay. There is some text inside of this comic because let's see who did this. Let me check who did it. I have to scroll up to find out who. Legal Beagle did. Okay. So his text that he had in here for the speech bubbles say, Victor said distract him. And you can see that it tries to shove those words inside the speech bubbles, that it does a decent job, but it just doesn't have any intent behind it. So it doesn't know what words to be said on certain images and so on and so forth. But it is neat to be able to say, okay, okay, we have Michael and Sage talking here. Maybe we can bring up something annoying that Michael has said or something embarrassing that Michael had done. And justify the reason why Sage looks like the way she does on the bottom left here. So directing the characters you can do just by writing whatever you want, really, and seeing what the results are. So let's see, 2 people doing a Wild West fast draw. And you can see that because the results are largely Sage and Michael kind of leaning over a desk, right? You're still going to get those elements that are in there. It's going to basically all add together as a character reference. So there you go. Have fun playing around with that. I think there's some pretty cool stuff. Why am I with a bunch of chickens? Very distracted by a bunch of chickens. Thank you. You're literally doing that to me now. I'm literally being distracted from my stream by these chickens. This is beautiful. I love these results, by the way. Thank you for that. Look at that. That's too fun. Awesome, guys. Thank you, Rhapsody. I really appreciate that. Him, very distracted by red glowing dot on the wall. Yes, I am a cat. I am 100% a cat. Let me hop back over to the text chat here. We got more chickens for you. Thank you, Rhapsody. And then we got Felix here. Howdy. How's it going? We got a little person. Hello, everyone. First time here. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for coming. We always have new folks that come through here and they're like, okay, how does this stuff work and whatnot? Feel free to ask inside a text chat if I had already gone through it or whatever. Happy to kind of show you guys the ropes here. And hey, we got Queen Lux here. And I'll say this now. We did a stream maybe like 9 months ago. I forgot, it was a long time ago. I did with Lux, where we did a whole like Cowboy Vic thing. It was super fun. So being able to bring that back as a this new like Sinful West thing that we're doing, I think is a super fun idea. We'll figure out how she wants to be able to participate in this. But it is something that I'm going to introduce to you guys really quick. So I have a server. I'll zoom in so you guys can see this a bit more easily. I have a server here, and I'm just going to hit show servers. That is called Gnarly Studios. Okay. And inside of here, you're going to find a whole bunch of different like channels that you can go into, including a fantasy nexus, a western nexus. The character portal is super exciting. If you don't have an original character yet, you're welcome to just bum someone else's and start adding to their catalog of basically the the history of that character. You could just do whatever you want. You could grab Roxy here and start telling your own story with Roxy. Just make sure you share it back inside the character portal, because that way the original creator of that character can see it and be updated by that. There's some really, really cool moments that you guys have built with this. Yes, please share Roxy stories. Absolutely. We did Junktor before. Junktor is a super fun robot character. Super consistent, actually. I really loved how consistent that character is. But we do have 3 characters from the Sinful West here, including a bit of a furry cow guy here. But last time we did Natasha here. And what we ended up doing is that we took these 3 characters and then added them to a Western nexus, basically. This nexus is where we are telling stories inside of this, like, I called it Sinful West because it's inspired by Sin City, right? So it's all these like hard single color, especially for the characters. Like, we kind of want to make sure that it's very as minimalist as possible when it comes to the color palette. So backgrounds are grayscale and one color, and then the characters are largely grayscale and one color, minus like the skin tone, or like Rhapsody's character here, Rio. Perfect Native American inspired character. Super fun to see her comic that she's been building with Rio here. Lost in the Desert, all that sort of stuff. It's so cool. It's so cool to see you guys start making your own comics with this. So you can join the server right now inside of VC Text. And I'll just show you guys that in VC Text. It's been linked for you guys here. We have over 1,400 members that are just hanging out and making things and whatnot. And you're welcome to make things inside of the AI channels that we have here, and then post them inside of either the Nexus or the character portal. So, I did Drolinak here for him. And it's just so cool how this works. So essentially what we're going to do is at the top of the Sinful West post, we have a recommended prompt for this. I'm going to copy it really quick, and then I will hop us back over to Midjourney. Boop, boop. Okay. And the only thing we have to do is copy the prompt into Midjourney. So we hit /imagine and then paste. And again, we could make this into a /prefer. So we only have to write Western or whatever, and then it will just generate this entire prompt for us. But the prompt itself is multiple comic panels Western, and then it has the style reference for Sinful West and a negative prompt for power lines. And the reason why we did that is because this result here actually has some power lines in it right now, and it just didn't really feel thematic to the time period for me. So by putting a negative prompt for something inside of your style reference, you can actually just get rid of stuff that might be a little bit too, not canon to this. So very, very cool though. We're able to just quickly be able to grab the style reference and start building comics inside of this Western. And you'll be able to throw your characters in there too. So what we can do now is I have remix mode on. So if you hit /settings, it makes it a lot easier to do this inside of Discord. Just make sure this is turned on, remix mode. And that way, every time you hit reroll or variation, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to edit the prompt. Okay. So I'm going to add a character reference, --cref. Okay. And then we can actually grab somebody from the character portal. I'll just grab somebody really quick on my other screen here. Just a moment here. Oh, Icarus is here. Thank you so much for joining, buddy. So what I'm going to do is I'll go inside of my server and I'll grab one of these characters. I even the robot dude was pretty cool, Junktor. But I'm going to grab, let's see. I'll grab a Chibi here from Lolasoon. And so I'm going to copy all of their image references. Okay. And then I'm going to paste them inside right after cref here. And that gets us that. But because by default character reference is at 100%, that means that the character's not going to look very Western. The rest of the comic will, but the character won't. So we can force a kind of like unique interpretation of the character by lowering the character weight completely. Let's do --CW, that represents character weight, and we're going to set that to 0. And this is going to make basically a Western version of your character. It's so cool to do. Such a fun way to be like, oh, okay, we're going to spin this around a little bit. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this comic. Distractions. Thank you for all the distractions, Agent. I really appreciate it. And we could see, oh wow, there's some real cool demon looking guys that you guys are working on, like Hellboy but Western. Love this. This is awesome. Um, and so here we go. So here's Chibi. You could say with the exaggerated head size and all that, but now as a Western, okay? And, you know, it's not perfect. There's all sorts of little errors and things that might happen here, but it is really, really cool that we can now direct Chibi here just by hitting reroll and then saying multiple comic panels depicting a gunslinger shooting targets. And then I'm going to leave Western in there just so that it, you know, probably one of the other panels shows like a cow or something like that, like a horse or whatever, like whatever these kind of like results in the backgrounds, these sort of Westerny results, that's also being influenced by what's in the prompt there. So let's see, we got some fun personalization codes that are being used as well, from Snoopy. And, yes. I love this like smoke dude, from, Little Angry here. Of course it's Little Angry. Very fun. And then we have the Sage and Michael comic. Wow. Okay. I really do like this kind of like angry Sage, pointing with the gun down, by the way. This is pretty fun. It's kind of like I'm in a, like what do you call it? An abandoned Western, ghost town kind of thing. So that's pretty cool. But, let's see. Ooh! I love the red eyes. I love these red eyes. Definitely, we're gonna work on the main website here in a minute. So we have shooting targets here, and you can see that there's not really a respect for like the targets or anything like that. We can maybe lower the style reference and be able to force more targets in there. But we can actually grab an image of a like let's do Western target practice. See what results we get from that. I'm a little shooting at the hip here, by just randomly selecting things from Google. But I did have this. I did have a funny thing where everything got censored for me for a minute because I did the hog tying, and that brought me into an interesting place on the internet. So we won't be doing that. But I am going to grab this image here. Let's do a copy image or address for this one. And then I am going to re-roll this result, and then I'm going to paste it in the front, which will turn into an image prompt. So essentially this image here is going to have influence on the prompt itself. And there's, the character referencing and style referencing is still being used as well. So let's submit that and see how much that deteriorates the comic panels and starts to bring in color and all that sort of stuff. We'll see what happens. But that's one way to do it. Ooh, yes, this is the Native American Rio girl. You guys are welcome, by the way, to take any one of these results and start going ham with it. So like, if say like you really like this second result here, okay, you can start to tell your story just by highlighting, just by highlighting part of the frame and then saying a speech bubble that depicts. Okay, so let's highlight this, and I'm going to come into here and let's get rid of this top right panel and replace the text with a speech bubble, or just speech bubble, that reads, "Where am I?" I'll do it proper. Where am I? And as long as it says it kind of like this, right, you're probably going to get a decent result. But you notice that, yeah, we kind of cut her face a little bit here, so we might want to keep the character reference in there. But for the sake of just making sure we definitely get a speech bubble, let's get rid of the character reference and the style reference, because we already have the style embedded in there. We really just need to focus on the speech bubble now. And then I'm going to hit submit for that. If you're not having a lot of luck with this current setting or whatever, you can actually switch to a different version of Midjourney. So we have Niji 6 here. We can also switch it to version 6.1, like so, and then hit submit and see if that gets us a more, legible speech bubble out of that. So we'll check out those results here in a sec. Ooh, look, it's coming through. Okay. So off of version 6.1, we got some like super colorful bubbles as well as just kind of like minimalist, like, or just like, no, like, where am. But off of Niji, we got some more like hand drawn, kind of evoking more of like something I drew myself or something. And you can start to play around with the speech bubbles, especially the tails of the speech bubble to see where they go. But this is a really, really neat way to make comics, guys. Like it's like if I just upres this one here, it's just a really neat way to like be able to build out an entire comic because now that we've established a speech bubble, a character, and an environment, right? We can now hop ourselves over to the Midjourney website and start to build out an entire comic with this. So if I now grab this and then hit the new editor, let me actually just zoom in here really quick because it's a little bit cut off by my desk here. I'll do it this way. I'm going to go to tablet only and then drag that down to here. Okay. And if you hit editor now, you can actually come into here and start to build out the rest of the comics. So we can crop it this way, and then we're going to start. We're going to just say multiple comic panels depicting Native American girl entering a ghost town. Okay. We could reintroduce the style reference and the character reference. We probably will need to. Who is she encountering in the first town is still open. Yeah, right. Yeah, you should definitely start interacting on your own here and start telling the story yourself. But essentially what's going to happen here is that we can now hop ourselves back over to create here and see these generating. They're just crops, so we're just moving over to the right and referring to what's existed, like what's already inside of the panel here, and then it's being mixed in with whatever we have written. Okay. There's definitely some really fun Native American kind of influences that are being done here. Like this is wonderful. And then we got the horse and her. We have more Native American and her looking around, and then one that's just, let's see here. I love some of these results for sure. So what I'm gonna do, okay, is we could come in and start to replace the details that don't match the character, and basically be able to fix her up here to start making a complete comic here. Because every time we do the crop and the details change, we actually are making it harder to keep that consistency later on for the rest of the page. Okay. So it's really important that at this stage we would now start to do the editor again and start highlighting details that don't match her, right? Like these like kind of eye glints and things in her neck right here. These sort of details we can fix by just reintroducing the character reference that was inside of the prompt earlier. So if I now come into here and grab those real quick. All right. I got 3 links here. All right. So now we want to just make sure that we set these to a character reference. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And now we can just start to select the parts that don't match her. She definitely has a little bit of hair going to the right, but not to the left. So let's get rid of this. That. She doesn't wear earrings, so let's get rid of the earrings. And the rest of it's pretty decent for now. I don't think we need to mess with it. Let's actually get rid of this top panel part here. Why is that even there? We don't need it. Okay. And now we can just hit submit. Because we have this all set as character references. That means that these results here are going to just clean up whatever was the parts we selected, as opposed to the entire image or doing a variation of the entire image. So let's take a look at that. And I'm going to take a couple sips of my coffee here. Be right back.
So it turns out my character does not genre shift well.
I would imagine it doesn't. It is kind of like a cyberpunk neon character, right?
Yeah.
So makes sense. So you can see here that out of the, we still got like facial tattoos and stuff, but the details are getting a lot closer. It's getting just, it's just looking a lot better. So if we liked one of these, we can easily just keep improving on it, keep making changes. And if we don't want facial tattoos, just start getting rid of any sort of character reference that has facial tattoos, that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna bring this result back into Discord actually, and we do that by hitting the options button up here. Go to copy, and then on that you're gonna see job ID. Click on the job ID here, and now we're gonna hop ourselves back over to Discord here. And after I get this, show you guys this, then we'll hop back and see everything you guys are doing, because it's already going nuts with you guys. I love the Sinful West results. So we can now hit /show, and then it says job ID. We're going to paste that and hit enter. And now the 4 results that we had earlier from our Midjourney account show up here inside of a communal server. So feel free to go ham on this. You can work on Discord. You can work on it in Midjourney. Just click on any one of these results, upres it, and it's yours now to start messing with. So that's really cool. Oh, wow. Okay, yes, Legal Beagle. Love this. I love this. Trying to make character turnarounds with the style reference for this. And look at the off-center. Oh, it looks so good. It looks so good. I bet you this is Rhapsody. Yes, it is. Of course it's Rhapsody. Yes, they got known the revenge. Yeah. No, this is great. I love this. I'm going to let this scroll for a minute, and we're just going to kind of catch up with the stream here. Ooh, these Angels of Death are amazing. I love this. Good job, Gome Pasta. I love your characters. Okay, with the Strega North Italian Spaghetti Western from Snoopy Time Lord. Love that. Nixie, working on her blonde here. Let's see what this character actually looks like. Oh, okay. Okay, that's interesting. So when you run the character weight at 0, it made just a really cool, everyone's got the red scarf right now, and I recognize that's because of the style reference, but we can make edits to the style reference if you want to make a different colored character. It's just kind of a neat way to keep consistency right now. So we're gonna keep this going. I do love the Spaghetti Western live actions though. That's super cool. I wonder what happens actually if we were to take the style reference from the Sinful West here, and do a reroll of this, but then add this as the style reference, like that. And now let's see what the result of that is, and then I promise we'll get back into things. We'll score back in and see everything else you guys have been doing. Let's see the chat really quick, actually. Legal stealing credit again. I need to find a lawyer. I troll for you because your image has... Okay, you're replying to somebody. Sorry about that. Let's see. You drew a mustache and a beard on her. Oh, yeah. For sure. I love seeing you guys banter about the stuff you generate, because I'm so busy getting caught up on the stuff you guys say that I'm like... or that we're doing, that sometimes I miss it. But look at this. Look at the Spaghetti Western with no anime influencer. It's just me putting that style reference in there. It's amazing how consistent it does. It follows the rules, okay, of the style reference. So super cool to see. Love that. Let's check out some of the other results here. I'm going to zoom in for that. And I remember we were at the last spaghetti. Okay, there you go. He is pointing in a cornfield. Speech bubble. Crops. Yeah, and you'll notice there's more Japanese or Korean characters that pop up, probably mostly Japanese characters that pop up whenever you're doing whenever you're doing Niji. What's the character reference here? I know it's a multi-character. Oh, okay. It's doing a pretty decent job. Yeah, it's doing a decent job at making the tall, the big wide man and the little girl kind of like Popeye, right? But here's the thing about this. You want to make sure that you have a character reference for each character as well, so that when you clean things up, you're basically just you're cutting out your workload by using the multi-character reference, okay? Because you can basically start to direct this comic however you want. So let's re-roll this and say comic panels depicting 2 people in a seaside town fishing. Oh yeah, let's make that sentence make sense. Depicting 2 people fishing in a seaside town dock. Yeah, on a seaside. Let's do not in, but on a seaside town dock, and then hit submit. I'm thinking of like Popeye. Like I recently watched a review of Robin Williams' Popeye from like 1981, and just how weird it is. It doesn't make much sense. Um, oh yeah, no, it's definitely an odd one. It's definitely an odd one trying to make Popeye live action with freaking Robin Williams playing Popeye. But there you go. So we have exactly that. There is some unique influence to that too. So let's see what we get off of this one. I like that they still make Popeye comics to the day. Yeah, they definitely do. But look at this. There you go. They're fishing on a seaside town. Big guy, little girl. You know, like it has all the dynamics that we need. Now we just need to individualize these results. Let me try to find this again here. There we go. Now we need to just isolate each one of these characters as a separate character reference, and then it will be able to start rebuilding these shots here, right? We can start to make sure she got the striped legs again, all that kind of stuff. But I love experimenting with the multiple characters inside of your character reference because it's just a cheat code when it works, and it's very frustrating when it doesn't. But it is super fun, and you can see just the sheer range of possibility when it comes to mixing in, you know, version 6.1 versus Niji when it comes to trying to make more live action looking stuff or more mixed media sort of stuff like you're seeing here. Version 6.1 is great for that. Let's see, Lola person actually has said something here. So let me get this right. Make the character face, zoom out to have his body, have multiple angles to make a character reference sheet. I can use my character for whatever I want. Am I missing anything? I mean, you're adding an extra step, which sometimes you can just ask for a complete turnaround too. You know what I mean? Like you could literally just say, let's grab the style reference here for the comics here, and I'm going to say hyphen sref, and then say a full body turnaround of a, I don't know, like a shark man, and a full body turnaround of a shark. Let's do an anthro shark man. And then I want to make sure like it's a character sheet, so not square. Let's try to make it a sheet. So like let's do aspect ratio of 3:2. That's more of a wider aspect ratio. And we'll just go with that for now with version 6.1, and then see if Niji will kind of make something a little more interesting in that regard. But that way you start to like you start to get like all the angles right, which is important for consistency. And fashion. But you can see here, because the style reference is in there, it's still going to try to force comic panels. So it's not perfect, but you will get something that fits the style here pretty well. And you can then experiment from there. If you want to get rid of the style reference, okay, and say full body turnaround Anthro Sharkman with multiple expressions, and we'll say multiple angry expressions, and then hit submit. I love seeing all the Natasha stuff, or like Liv Scolia or whatever her name is, the original girl from the Sinful West that we started with. Super neat to see that from you guys. All right, and then Ancient going hard with some of this gunplay here. I really like this fourth result. But look here. Okay. So now we have a character sheet, and it's you know, like if you grew up in the 90s, you're probably familiar with Street Sharks. Okay. This is basically Street Sharks. I know there's like a new like DC or like one of the DC characters is a shark head guy or whatever, but I think of I think of Street Sharks whenever I see this. So now that we have this turnaround here, we can use this image here as the character reference, okay? Which will get us better results than, say, trying to mix the style reference and the character turnaround early on. There you go. That's how I would do it. Just start making character sheets. And we can see just all sorts of neat little worlds that you guys are interacting with, the neat places, you know, in this Western world. Ooh, okay. Did you do a color shift? Oh, you said no red. Okay, cool. So if you do a negative prompt on the color, no red, you could start to direct the actual like sinful like the Sin City element to this. So I really going pasta, you're knocking it out of the park with this one. I love this result. So the fact is that I love it so much. Actually, I'm going to jump up to here and look at this. Look, you can just pick which one you want. Oh, it's so good. So I'm going to do the third one and the first one. And if, by the way, if you see the button is highlighted blue, just click it again, and now it's yours. Okay. So I just love that. Is that okay? It looks a lot like Lupin the Third, or not, or sorry. There's a Dutch comic series about cowboys. This fourth result reminds me of that. But I love this result. It's so damn good. Both of these are really good, actually. So if you wanted to do this whole like Angels of the West, or Angels of Death in the West, feel free. I want to see that story. I want to see you guys going ham with it. Especially if you want to start introducing other characters to it, you can expand much more easily into more organic like situations, right? So, for example, if we wanted to bring in Ancient's character here, who I'm digging the cowboy catboy, we can now copy the character reference for this. Okay, jump us over to the Midjourney website again. In fact, I already have that open down here in the tablet. Let's do that. And I'm going to go to create. I'm going to refresh this really quick. Oh, it didn't show up. Hold on a second. Let me actually how do I do this? I gotta bring us back up to this result here. I got a little bit stuck here. Ancient, can you remind me again how to take a prompt result and have it show up in your library? Because I used to be able to just up-res it and then it would show up in the library, but not at the moment. It's not doing that.
Yeah, I'm not sure after some changes.
Got it.
You could probably do like a one on it.
Yeah, let's do that. That'll be the easiest way to do it. So what we can do is we can do a custom zoom, and then on any result that you don't own, by the way. So like this, let's do a zoom of 1.1. I think zoom 1 actually breaks 2. If I remember right, I did that last time. But we could just leave the prompt as is, but make sure the zoom is set to 1.1. Okay, so that's the lowest amount of zoom possible, so you don't lose the resolution. And we're going to do that as well on this result here, zoom 1.1. This is a way to just be able to save it inside of your Midjourney account, okay? And now, if I hop myself back over to the tablet, and then I hit refresh here, we start to see the results coming in. Awesome. So now we just pick whichever one is like the least, you can see it only changed the very outer framing of this. So I'm going to go with that fourth result here. Okay. And now what I can do is go to the editor and I can drag this down something like here. And I'm actually going to paste the character references from Ancient, and then select those all as character references. These little dude guy icon here. Now we have 4 character references. We have the style reference still listed as no red, by the way. And so we can start to introduce this character here. Multiple comic panels, strip of an angel with black wings. So we want to do comic strip. And I'm just following your whatever you wrote here. You don't have to follow this to the T, but I try to follow your all's prompts to make sure things stay at least relatively consistent. So I'm going to say comic strip depicting a cowboy, catboy, sheriff. And we're going to just submit that. Now, the thing is that because of the no red, right, and we haven't indicated what colors, the Gome Pasta had indicated purple before, we're just going to submit this and see what result we get. We could also, by the way, move the result itself. So if we didn't really like how these panels were here, we can now come into here and submit this all off crop like that, and we'll see what that does. But there you go. Okay, so we got ancient here, as a reference here, and it kind of extended her legs to also be that character reference. So it's just a matter of mixing and matching results until you get something that you think is kind of interesting here. I personally like this fourth result here because we have a kind of frumpy ancient, okay, and we have her in the frame too, okay. So we can now hit editor again, and then shift on over. Let's go the other way actually. Shift on over this way, and say multiple panels. Let's see, multiple panels, comic strip depicting. Let's see, Catboy Sheriff versus Angel of Death, and we'll just say that it's I don't know. We'll just go with that and see what it do. Sorry, I just cracked my knuckles there without thinking about the microphone. My bad. And then and then I'm gonna submit this, and we'll see if we get these panels. If the panels are kind of boring, right? We're gonna get rid of the character reference to make it a little more dynamic here. Okay, yeah. So they are a little boring. So let's go ahead and jump back to this original one here. We're gonna get rid of all the character referencing. We're going to keep the style reference because it has the panels and stuff in it. And then we're going to actually write multiple panel depicting an action sequence. A Western action sequence. That should be good. And then we're going to hit submit off of that. And then we'll see what it do. Usually what happens is it starts to mix all the elements of what's already in the frame, right? So we might get a little bit of like characters merging together, but we may also get like a dynamic action sequence, right? Yeah, look at this. There we go. We got the two characters here. Now we just got to replace the character references to match these results, and we definitely need to bring Ancient or the Angel of Death character here. It seems like it's doing a pretty good job of deciding who's who at this point. But we want to bring in the wings for her and do all that kind of stuff with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab the job ID for this one. And then I'll bring us back up to the results that you guys have been working on. And we're going to scroll through everything here in just a sec. Oh my God, look at that close up. Oh, that's some forced perspective right there, Lux. Good job. But I'm going to do /show. Paste that job ID back in there. And now you guys have free reign to mess with these results. Okay. So oh wow, look at the angel wing character here and just like starting to take off. I didn't even see that the first time around, but we could just up-res this and go nuts. Oh, that was all Snoopy? Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard for me to tell who the original creator is of these, right? So I love it when you guys kind of correct me on that. But loving all this stuff. Keep going nuts, guys. Oh, look at the little furry. Love all this. Yes. And anything that's kind of like unusual or interesting, I'm all down for. I'm all down for you guys to like make this sort of like a Western furry anime a thing. You know. Oh, there goes the popo. Okay, now they're gone. Okay, so let's go ahead. I feel like a squirrel today. I'm sorry. I'm getting easily distracted by everything. Ooh, look at this cactus character. Wow. That's wicked. That looks like a Rob Zombie album cover. That's awesome. Good guy. Good job, Fungi Mancer. This is rad. Let's see. I kind of like the second result and the third result. I'm upraising this so that I have them. But yes, very cool. Ooh, this is like Neon Wild West from Lux. Okay. This looks a lot like a Ghibli. Kind of more, a little more Ghibli, but there's some American influence in there too. It's very, very cool. I love it. Okay, I'm just reacting to what you guys are doing now. I'm gonna zoom in and just kind of scroll through here real quick, and then afterward, I'm gonna check the chat. I'm just gonna take some sips of my coffee here, and we'll check out all the results, especially the stuff that's been like kind of like pushing the boundaries of what we want to do. Like, and try to do that hyphen no, and then set a color, like set it to no red, and then describe the color you want it to be. Loving some of these results, guys. Let's check them all out here. I'll be right back.
And fitting with that break, Kinky just sent me all of the links to post.
Awesome. I really should have some music going here, but I'll tell you guys right now why I don't. Um, it's for a really embarrassing reason. The audio settings get screwed up really easily with me, right? Because every time I restart my computer, I feel like there's a new audio codec or something that just like a just something breaks for me, right? So I had it like hardlined into like my overall audio just to kind of make it a bit easier. I regretted doing that pretty fast because I got a link from Kinky at one point. This was about, I don't know, 8 months ago. I got a link from Kinky that was just out of the blue. It didn't even tell me what was in the link. It just said, Victor, come here. And I clicked the link, and it was an invite to the stage. Okay. And I didn't know this. All right. I am blasting the worst new metal, like early 2000s new metal. I'm talking like worse than Limp Bizkit. Okay. I am blasting that on my computer, and she's in the middle of prompt battles, and just suddenly terrible new metal starts blasting out of all the speakers. Oh my god, you were there, Lux. Oh god, it was awful. I felt so embarrassed that I did that. And you guys had to mute me at one point, and oh my god, I could not believe how bad that was. um I was so embarrassed because I didn't even realize what was happening until minutes later. Okay, so oh god, that was awful. But I was glad that some people that are inside the chat here were there for that moment, so that I can still be embarrassed by it. Who's okay? Yes, I'm using a squirrel as a gun. Thank you for that. H. I gotta bring the chat open so you guys can see that. This is amazing. Squirrel gun. Look at the squirrel gun. Oh god, and it's grotesque looking too. Oh my god, that is awful. I love it. It's awful. I love it though. Oh wow, that's intense. Okay, I'm zooming back in. Be right back. All right, we're about caught up here. I love this kind of two tone character. That's pretty cool. Okay. I am scared of the squirrel gun. I am terrified. Oh my god, look at all these. Look at all those barrels. Um, they don't make sense, but it's great. It's great. Um, that's Blobby, by the way. That's one of my troll for use characters. Okay. Blobby's great. I really like the idea of Blobby's like trash can lid is actually his hat, right? So that's pretty fun. I love the idea of he's hiding in there and he just kind of pops up. That's pretty fun. Um, Love this, guys. Love where you guys are going with this stuff. We gotta like decide like a story, and I think we should follow Rio for that one. Rhapsody's character. Yeah, this result here. That's so cool. Um, and we can like craft a whole comic together and kind of like start to tell the story. She's already started the story, by the way. Oh, it's the engineer from TF2. Which, by the way, we did have. You can see it on my YouTube channel. We did have an interview, basically an entire dedicated stream with Bay Rate from the Team Fortress 2 meet the videos. So all these where all these gifts come from Team Fortress 2. That's him. Like that's him and his team over at Valve at the time made these videos, and we had him here on the stream for almost 4 hours. It was ridiculous. He stayed for the whole thing. It was so much fun. And then we did an after party the next week, and then he joined for the after party too. So on my server, after this stream, when it's done, which is usually in about like an hour and a half to 2 hours from now, we do a after party on my server. So if you guys want to jump on the stage on there, you can then talk to us and stuff. We don't let like randos come on the stream here on Midjourney because it's literally 20 million people. So yeah, just join that link there that Legal Beagle just sent, and you'll be able to join the after party, share your projects, talk to me directly, that kind of thing. Rhapsody is usually there. Legal Beagle and other folks from our server are there too. So it's so much fun to be able to collaborate with you guys on your own personal projects, not just the stuff that we're showing here. Yeah, there you go. Rhapsody's got the sticker out now. So it's so
I
much.
can say that we might be doing something with him in the near future too. Just as
Ooh, ooh. I'm curious to hear more. It is just too much fun to be able to have all sorts of different projects. If your audio goes out, by the way, that's a local issue. I promise you, Lex. So like you probably want to close Discord and reopen it. Yeah, you might need a force close Discord, by the way. So Control Delete all that jazz. But it is certainly true that sometimes Discord's buggy. It gives us issues every once in a while. But the reason Bayrate was on, actually, now that this is up here again, the reason why Bayrate was on here was because he actually made Gollum's face from the Lord of the Ring movies as well, and he was relating back to like his own struggles of basically like, one, a bunch of credit went to the actor, which is true. Like the actor deserves plenty of credit, but they were like completely ignoring the animators. Like entirely, even though it's just motion capture, so the animators are just using it basically as a guided reference. They were like, oh, it's all this actor. It was so much fun talking to him about that stuff in the after party. But when he was on the stream, he was talking about how he uses Midjourney to quickly, like he calls it, the nuclear powered pencil, so that he can like quickly mock up ideas and start making comics with his friends on Instagram and stuff. So super fun. If you want to check that out, it's on my YouTube channel. Just search Victor Gnarly, you'll find it. You'll also see it up in the links here as well. So if you scroll up, you'll see the YouTube link up here where it says beep boop. That's my YouTube channel. So you could check out the full interview there. We did like a whole cut, it's like super cut of it, super fun. But I love seeing where you guys are going with this, even if you're pushing outside of the style reference, right? Where now it's full color and there's all sorts of like, comic book influences and stuff. I'm all down for it. I'm down to see where you guys go with it, especially if you found a favorite character. So let's take one of these characters and save it inside of the character portal, because that's going to let you guys keep up with your characters as you see, like as other users use them. It's the whole reason I started the server, was because we had a tutorial called Movie Machine at the very beginning. That was basically like how to make version 4 videos, like how to animate with Midjourney. Nowadays, that's largely defunct. It's because we're now 2 versions beyond that, and we have character referencing and style referencing and all sorts of new tools at our disposal now. We don't need to kind of go through the labor intensive version of what we used to do. But that's how it all started. And now that we're able to like save characters properly, we can make it really easy for people to bring characters from point A to point B, or different servers, or just tell them, or just tell their stories. So we see that we have this, for this little like squirrel dude here, we have 2 links. We have 1 and then 2. Okay. What we can do is we can essentially copy this character and bring it over to my server as for the character portal. So let me zoom in here. We are going to, in fact, do you have a name for this character, Ancient, or is this one of the user's characters?
Ironically, his name is Green.
Green?
Because it came from Describe stuff, and it put the word green on it. And there was green the character.
I see. I see. So let's just submit this character and add it as a character inside of the Sinful West reference here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Show Servers, and I'm going to jump over to Gnarly Studios. Okay, and you can see that inside of Gnarly Studios we have something called the Character Portal. Here's where you submit your character. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to name him Green, and we are going to say new post. Okay, which we should actually let me grab the links for this real quick. So we have one image here. Paste that image, and then we have the second image. Copy that, and then paste that there. Okay, and then we'll say and normally you would be posting it yourself, so you don't really need to what do you call it? I'm sorry, I'm blanking. I'm a little lost for my words. You don't necessarily need to credit the person who made it, but for this sake, we're going to say gen by Ancient. Be careful about over tagging people, by the way. I know Ancient deals with millions of pings given his job as the general manager here, but it's definitely, or community manager here. But on my server, I'm a little more conscious about that stuff. So we'll just do gen by Ancient here, and then we can simply submit this, but we want to make sure we apply some tags first. Okay. So we're going to say that this is it seems like it's all fantasy characters in terms of the default results here. So I'm going to say fantasy. And I'm not going to call it a monster, but I'm just going to we're going to call it a character design. Okay. So we have these two tags attached to it, and I'm going to submit it. Now, the thing is that by itself, if you submit a character like this, it's okay, right? But the problem here is that you're really making it harder for people to generate. You want to make it as easy as possible. So I'm going to bring this down to my tablet here so that it's a little bit more obvious for you guys to see what I'm doing. Okay. All right. So we have our post here. What we're going to do is we're going to open up both the links. We're going to copy those links, and we're going to hit edit on the post here. And we're going to say, let's say that this is a cref, and then we're going to post one link, and then we will grab the other link and then post that as well. And we're going to say that this is the recommended prompt or recommended cref or prompt or whatever. And we're just going to submit this and hit save. Now it'll be very easy to just highlight and select this result. You can also submit this to one of the AI channels so that it gets us much shorter links. But you'll notice here, this is actually a problem that only started happening about, I don't know, maybe 4 months ago, 5 months ago. You notice that all the links here say Discord app, right? That means that there's like a time limit on that. Like you're eventually these links will not work, right? So what we can do to fix that is actually generate something with this character and then link to that. So let's go ahead and copy this over here, and we are going to hop on over to the Sinful West result here, and you'll see that there's a recommended lodge for that. So let's go ahead and click that, and you'll get to a one of the results from Sinful West. We're going to refresh this and then paste our character reference into here, okay, and then hit submit. And you'll notice that when I do this, okay, what's going to happen is the character itself is going to give us a much shorter link. Like it'll be a lot more. Let's just jump to present here. Okay, so now we have this result. We have our links here. Now the thing is that we definitely still have plenty of Western elements that are here, like the gun and all that stuff, which is neat. But we can lower the character weight even more if we wanted to have it be even more Western. But this is good. This will be fine. You notice that we have all these, we have a much shorter link that says .mj, mj.run. That's important. The fact that it says mj.run means that the links will not just suddenly disappear on us. We can now copy that and bring it back over to our character portal. We have green here. Okay. And now we're gonna edit this and replace the entire link that's here. So boop. And paste that. And we'll just call this the recommended prompt instead of cref because it includes the entire prompt. Okay. I know it's a little bit of like back and forth, guys, but this is how I end up updating things on my posts, right? So it's very, very easy for people to go, okay, I want to tell the story with this character here. Okay, so now I can just copy this all over here, hop us back over to one of the like any generative channel, anything that includes the ability to generate inside of the server. So we're going to say Red Lodge, and I'm going to prompt this again, but this time I am going to let's do a character weight of 0. And the cool thing is that we can actually really encourage people to remix or edit our results by clicking on the 3 dots up here on the top, hit copy message link, and then this is the last time we're going to go back up to our character reference here. Let's see here. Go to the character. See the character is here listed as green. And we are just going to edit this result one last time, like so. And then I'm going to say remix prompt here, or something, just something that links the actual message itself. Because the reason why I'm recommending this is because now that it says that here, anyone can just click this and start working with that character instantly because it's already prompted. It's a result that you got off of that. So, oh, I like this kind of like Baker, this like top left result here. That's pretty cool. But it is important to be able to do this and make it as easy as possible for people to start generating with your character, because then you're going to see more results. You're going to see, really people going nuts with your OCs. I love this. It's so much fun. Let's see here. And I'm just going to open up the chat here real quick. Boop. And bring us back to Midjourney. I see Lux says that's super helpful. Thanks for showing that, Vic. What is the exquisite corpse tag? Okay. So exquisite corpse is a what is it? Exquisite Corpse is a game, actually. It's a drawing game where normally you're folding a piece of paper into 3 different parts, and one friend draws on one part of the paper, and then you flip it over, and someone else draws the rest of the paper, so on and so forth. It's many folds as you have of the paper, so that when you unfold the whole thing, it turns into this wacky, ridiculous-looking character. You can do that with AI too. You can basically start with an image and then pan or move the crop around or zoom out and change the prompt. So whenever we're doing this, I've done it a couple times now, exquisite prompts, is that we basically hand it over. So we go, hey, I got the first page of the comic done. Now I'm giving it to a friend of mine, and he's going to do the second page, and then the third page, and so on and forth, and until we get like 10 people contributing to the same comic. Usually they don't make a lot of sense, guys. It's usually kind of wacky when we do that stuff. But it is really cool. You go nuts with it. And you could just see like unique stories being told that way that would not have been told that way before. It's just so cool. I said draw on this second result here. I like this. Let's see here. Oh, there's a lot of prompts actually. Ooh, wow, you guys have been going nuts. What is this flower? Oh, is that an artichoke? Artichoke? It's called artichoke. That's amazing. It's a succulent. Okay. Artichokes when they bloom kind of look like succulents, I guess. Very, very cool. There you go. No, I said draw. That's so cool. You could easily just pan and zoom around, or use the new website editor to really like bring in other characters for this character to start shooting at, right? Super fun. Okay. Let's see what you guys have said here inside of the chat. That reminds me of the one I did a long time ago, around when we were testing pans and zooms. Oh yeah, no. Whenever you guys are doing something nuts, I'm always curious to see what's kind of coming around the corner. Now, I very much appreciate being in the know when it comes to that stuff. But I'll tell you right now, I just don't have time to keep up with it. Like, I get linked to things that I'm like so excited to see and start playing with myself. But 9 times out of 10, I prompt one or two things with these new things, and then I'm like, oh wait, I don't have time. I don't have time to dig into this. I have to get a comic out by the end of the week or something like that. But look at this. Look at the teeth. Oh, this town sucks. Hold on, I'm zooming in on this one. Oh no, that's great. I gotta. You already did it. You already did the zoom in. That is so good. That is so good. I love that, especially since you can have the teeth like be right underneath the succulent head, like the actual plant itself. It kind of reminds me a little bit of The Last of Us, right? Like the mushroom zombies and stuff. I just like the idea of it being these kind of roaming succulents. You could also do that with tumbleweeds, by the way. Like the idea of a tumbleweed guy would be kind of interesting because it's basically like they're pests. Like tumbleweeds are awful in the United States. They're one of the leading reasons why why it sucks to live in certain parts of the Southwest. And I'm just telling you guys right now that I was so surprised when I found out that that's an invasive species from Russia. They're not even native to the American deserts, and they're just everywhere. Yeah, it's I love finding out little facts like that. Okay, cool. Yeah, you guys should just go nuts when it comes to trying to tell stories with this succulent guy here, because we can basically upres any one of these, and then tell it. Let's just re-roll this so that I save it too, because you set the zoom to 0.01. Oh, that works. That works. Oh wow. Okay, I didn't know you can use like 2 decimals down. That's neat. Hill Garden. Hill Garden's going real Sin City with it. Wow. That first result's pretty bitchin'. I gotta admit, that's pretty awesome. I love that. Let's go. Let's zoom that. There you go. Yeah, that's rad. That's like proper Sin City, by the way. Yeah, that's great. Okay. So I love all these comic results. Keep going ham with them. Make sure you're directing the characters too. Like, Emperor Little Saddle, like this. You could basically get these characters to say whatever you want, but directing the characters inside of your prompts really takes it to the next level. Okay, so Tumbleweed threat comic multi-panel, neat. So let's I like the third result here. A little bit of the fourth. It has a little bit of some anatomy issues with this one. So let's actually re-roll this and say instead of the quote that's here, let's say tumbleweed threat. Let's copy this starting point here. Multi-panel comic depicting let's say a giant tumbleweed depicting her jumping out of the way of a giant tumbleweed. Let's just do that as the prompt, and then we're gonna hit submit. If we do not get a result that depicts our prompt there, we can lower the character weight until it does. This villain character is awesome. I assume this is the villain. Definitely submit that to the character portal. I think that's awesome. Okay, so here we go. So we have jumping out of the way of a giant tumbleweed, and you notice that we don't really get the panels anymore, but we definitely get her kind of doing a leap or a lunge, right? So let's try to re-roll that. But this time we're going to hit Niji 6 and also a character weight of 0. Oh, that's right. We didn't have it. There is no character reference, I guess. No, there is. Why did character weight not work? Oh. So this is a common issue. I do this all the time. You need to make sure there's a space in between your parameters. So let's do a CW of 0 now, so that it's going to only focus as much as it can on the prompt itself while keeping probably mostly just the face of the character, honestly. We could always in paint the character back into the frame. So starting with the character weight of 0 is legit an amazing cheat code because it focuses all the attention onto the prompt you're working on. Okay, so look at this. Okay, so it's no longer a Western. We don't have the style reference in there for the Sinful West, but we do have her jumping out of the way of something big and rolling kind of towards her. Okay, So that's really, really neat. Super cool what you can do with that. We can now bring the style reference in. So let's copy this style reference, re-roll this. We're going to paste that style reference, and then multiple comic panels. Let's do comic panels. Comic panels depicting her jumping out of the way of a giant tumbleweed. Let's just do that with the style reference set for Sinful West. See what we get. Nice. Yeah, feel free to go hard when it comes to directing these results, guys. Holding a tumbleweed filled with razor blades. Oh man, that's not pleasant idea. Ooh, these overhead shots are neat. Drone view of camera angle of a gang of tumbleweeds smoking behind a saloon. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, yes. So now you can see with the Sinful West reference, we have her like lunging or leaping or maybe seeing something that's coming. Because the character reference is in there, we definitely don't get a ton of the actual tumbleweed itself, but we did kind of get something similar on that fourth result. But the main thing is she's jumping out of the way. She's like we can now direct this scene to show that giant tumbleweed on the horizon coming at her, right? So if I hit up res on this one, oh, look at the tiny Rio with the weird bird thing in the background. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's cute. And it's kind of a weird anatomy for her. That is true. But we can now select this here. And we can do we can just basically select this whole area here. And we'll get rid of everything and just write giant tumbleweed rolling in the distance. And you can say like towards camera if you want to, but I think this is fine. And then we'll submit that and see if we get the giant tumbleweed in there. Because then you could just crop and move things around and start to let it like build the rest of the comic based on what's already in the frame, so that you don't need to keep using a character reference. You don't need to keep using a style reference because you've already established a lot of that stuff by the time you've gotten the first page or the first panel or two done. Super, super handy way to get this done. So, okay. So, oh yeah, it was probably the CCP great video that I learned that from. Okay, so you could see here that instead of a giant tumbleweed, we got a little bit of something, a little mound of something there. We didn't really get what we were asking for, so we can now reinforce this by grabbing an image of a tumbleweed. So let's do tumbleweed image. Okay, let's grab this one here. Actually, let's grab this one. This one kind of more easily depicts the tumbleweed. We're going to copy that image address. And CCP gray, yeah. Let's now grab this. We'll go back up to our prompt where we did the very region. Click very region again. You can see that selection has been saved. Okay. And now I'm going to paste that link to the front. So it's basically do an image blend. But we can actually force the image to take over most of the prompt here. So we can do --IW, which is image weight. Not character weight, image weight. And we can set that to something pretty high. So let's do 2.5. The highest is 3. This will essentially more likely break the style of the comic, but will replace it more to look like whatever's inside of the image link there. You're going to learn what's the best way to address these things. Like what's the best way to whether you're using an image blend or a a character reference or a style reference or any of these sort of tools, you'll eventually find a way that works for you. We didn't really get anything too crazy with this result, so we're going to try a different image here. Let's try one that's more isolated like this here. Perfect. We'll get something with just a clean white background. Click copy image address. And then we're going to hop us back over. There's a neat little trick, by the way. If you click on the top of your Discord message, it actually zooms you back up to the origin of that. So you just keep clicking that until you're back up to this window where you can hit very region. And we are going to just now replace that link with our new link and then hit submit and see if that works on us. Sometimes some links don't work. Sometimes there's filters that block us from using certain images too, for good reason. for good reason. Um, okay. We'll let that render here for a minute. And ooh, it's coming through. Okay, there you go. There you go. So it's like it's now looks way more photo bashed, right? But it's there. It's at least it's there, and we can now hit 2 on this, and we can essentially just use the website now in order to kind of like have this chasing her, right? You can just start prompting that and just make it really silly if you wanted to just kind of go absurd with this. So that's how I do it. I just pump the image weight really high and then keep trying new images until something works. Okay. There we go. Oh no, it's Plank. Is that Plank from Ed, Ed and Eddie? Oh no, it's not. It's like your own Western version of it. Nice. Uh, that's cool. Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run to the bathroom really quick, but I'm gonna kind of scroll through these results, and you guys can just kind of check these out on the stream here. But I'll be back in just a minute. Okay. BRB.
And drop the links again. Oh god, I just checked the date on that character that I had just brought in. What is time? From June 29th of last year. With honestly the weirdest prompt. Your character's a cloud. How do you make holes in him? I mean, I can think of a few ways to do that. Question is, do you want to know how to prompt it or how to conceptualize it? You could also potentially prompt for a different kind of cloud that has holes in it. cloud with some holes through which rays of sunlight shine, maybe. Maybe. It's an interesting concept for it. Could also have different things shining through for different effects. Maybe something with contrails.
Alrighty, I'm back. Sorry about that.
I wouldn't. I was talking about how to make holes in a cloud.
Nice.
Like,
Let's see. Let's check the chat here real quick. Hole punch clouds, fall streak clouds are a thing. Random cloud holes in clouds. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you want to find like weird, like geological patterns, like earth patterns, like that kind of stuff. Is very useful for getting the results you want, especially when you just are like for example, like if I'm looking for making like a shattered rock pattern or something like that, there's certain like volcanic rocks that really will make that result look just look it up. Look up what geological effect makes the pattern you want and use those words instead of just saying shattered rocks or something, you know? So very cool. Let's see. What have you guys been up to? Ooh, yeah, Lex just going hard. That looks great. Love this. And I know I keep quoting Lux, and I know that she's just kind of upresing stuff too. So I don't know who's doing what, but I do love seeing this stuff from you guys. At this point, I'll grab Victor real quick here. So let me zoom in a bit here. I'm just going to quickly prompt for Victor here so I can grab his links, like so. And we can start to, you know what? We'll jump off of this one here. Let's do a custom zoom. This one we're going to do a little different, okay? Let's do a custom zoom. We're going to replace the character reference with Victor here, mine here. And then it says 1800s Western anime candid camera view from around the corner. She is suspiciously sneaking into a window of the bank. She is about to rob the bank. Okay. So let's actually say now that this is multiple comic panels or just multiple screenshots of an anime Western. I'm just going to write it like that. But this time, we're going to set the zoom to 1. And we got to change the aspect ratio to something really tall. So let's do like a 2:3. And I just want you guys to see how I would do this manually, right? So that you can then do it on the website so much faster. So let's do submit here. And instead of doing comic panels, we're doing screenshots. So we're trying to more simulate like multiple shots of a film, right? And we'll see if that's able to be tall enough for like making these individual here. It's gonna give her more Victor hair here. That's hilarious. So if we now come into here and see, we don't have the multiple panels. So let's try re-rolling that and make it even taller. So let's do like a 1:3 instead. Okay. And you can see here that we didn't get the screenshots, but we definitely got Victor with, at least beside her in some way. And it's definitely not giving us the multiple like this doesn't work nearly as well as if we had panels inside of it. So we can kind of come up to here, keep fiddling with the zooms and keep trying to get that to work. Or we can simply zoom out of that original result and turn it into a comic panel, right? So let's try it. Let's try it with this one here instead. So I'm going to do a custom zoom so that I own it, and we're going to switch this to something like 1.2, and then say we'll get rid of the character reference, and we're going to just say that this is a comic panel, and then submit that, and we'll see what that does. Because what? Oh, that's right. There's no character reference. So let's try that again. 1.3, and then comic panel, and then submit that. The idea here is that we're just trying to get it so that we get some panels around the outer edges, and that way Midjourney will know, okay, this is a comic panel now, because it can interrogate the image, see the box frame, and then go from there. And you can see that's not what we got at all. Okay, we just got an extension of the scene. But now I own this result, so that means I can go over to the Midjourney website, which, by the way, I just want to say this. These dragon dudes, awesome. That's so cool. I trolled for you. I love that. But we can now hop ourselves over to the Midjourney website. I still love this, by the way. The fact that purple on purple here with Ancient's character is just so damn cool. I love this result. But we can go to create. I'm going to refresh this. Okay, we have this result here. And we can now just kind of come into here and start to build out our scene here. So let's do something like this, and then do editor. And we are going to, let's just zoom up into here. Actually, you know what? Let's go down, because I want to be able to tell the next panel here. So I'm going to come into here. We're going to grab Victor's character reference here, just all the links that we had earlier. And I'm going to paste them inside of Midjourney here, like so. Okay. I'm going to say multiple comic panels depicting a sheriff waking up. I'm just going to make it like I noticed her robbing the bank or whatever, and I'm here in the background. Waking up from a rocking chair. And then I'm going to actually blank out this front door here, just to hope and pray that there's going to be a little Victor there sitting on the rocking chair. And we'll see if this works here. But I'm also going to hit the character reference to 0, just to make it so that we don't actually have any influence of this, like the modern outfit or anything like that. And lastly, we need to make sure all these are set to character reference. And then submit. There you go. Now we'll see what these results look like. All right. Let's take a closer look. So, did we get any of them where he's sitting in the chair there? Okay, we definitely got plenty in the chair, but I think this one's the funniest out of them all. But it doesn't really look like it's separated the panels all. It's like they're almost like in the same shot, right? This one is the most that it's separated, like as if it's a different moment, like different area of the frame. But let's go with this one here. Yeah, let's go with this one. And now I'm going to hit the editor on this, and I'm just going to highlight. Select this entire region here, like so. And we are going to try to force a comic panel here. So let's say comic panel border. Get rid of all the character references. And we can even bring like some of this edge in as well, just to really emphasize that we want this to be a comic panel. Just see if this will work. Oops. We can shrink down our scale of our pen here. Oh, it's the scale tool that's screwing me up a little bit. There we go. I'm just gonna edge select all of this, like so, and let's submit that comic panel border. It may not work. It may work. Who knows? It's a bit of a guess at this point. Uh, okay. So we didn't get any of the results that we wanted out of this, I don't think. Yeah, there's no actual comic panel border, so we want to put a style reference in there that has actual comics in it. So I can pull that up from my Sage comics actually. So I'm going to quickly grab that really quick. Okay. Using a completely incorrect style reference, but that doesn't matter because we're just trying to make comic panel borders here. So I'm going to go back to the editor here. Oops. Let's grab that original result here. Editor. And now I'm going to paste this in there, and I'm going to switch these to a style reference, which is the middle button here. And let's submit that comic panels and then submit. Let's see if that helps us get us more comic aesthetic here. And then we'll check out everything you guys have been generating. This may not work. Sometimes we just kind of have to do it manually in Photoshop or something like that. But we at least got a speech bubble, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's not giving us the results that we want. In fact, we got a modern car in it because we included a style reference of a modern 90s or not modern, but like 90s aesthetic. So yeah, that one didn't work. That's a bit of a bust. Sometimes I have been told that my failures can be more useful though, because it like shows you where things go wrong, I guess. But that's all good. Let's switch this back over to the main feed here. See what you guys are talking about. See, Gallifrey says, are there certain terms we can use to reliably get a character to break the frame like that? I am awfully fond of that and often make my characters or even artwork break out of the traditional boxes. I do that all the damn time, Gallifrey. In terms of an official term for it, there's not really. Midjourney is really good at doing it on accident, right? Because it doesn't have intent, so it doesn't really know why the borders are where they are. It just kind of puts borders in places. It has like a line order of like priority, right? So like your character is usually above priority of the frame, right? So what I end up doing is I end up just re-rolling those results in the very region or whatever until I get that overlay. But almost always when it comes to the Sage comics, I'm doing it manually. It's because I want to be able to control that. I want to be able to say, if I have a character pointing a gun in a direction, I want to make sure that that gun is outside the frame so that there's a lot of emphasis of it. Things like that. Fourth wall breaks, especially, like anything where you want a sense of 3D, putting it outside the box helps a lot for that. Yeah, it is neat to see what you guys are doing with some of these characters, though. Really like a Hillgarden's sort of like long-haired, smoking cowboy guy. Like, it's awesome. Who's the bunny? And Wild West Jessica Rabbit. Okay. And you're being redundant on Jessica Rabbit. That's fine. Comic panels, yes. That's hilarious. Lolo Soon. I'm sure someone's into it. Like, I think this third result here is pretty fun. Okay, yes, this is one of I Troll for You's earliest characters for the Phantasma series. Blanking on her name at the moment, but she's super fun. I love seeing her in the Western, though, right? So let's try to change up the Western a little bit, just to make it a little more interesting for us right now. I'm going to grab the style reference, which includes something that Legal Beagle made, which is the top panel. And I edited the bottom panel. It was originally his as well, but I did so many inpaints to get this sort of cleaner result, right? I'm going to copy this, and we're going to bring it over to Photoshop here. Okay, so let me open that up. Just a sec. I got to swap this back over first. I just want to make sure I don't spoil another Sage comic like I did once. You won't really see a spoiler, right? It's just it just is like a little blip of a thumbnail, but it bothers me. It bothers me when you guys see spoilers that way. So I'm just opening up Photoshop really quick on a different monitor here. Okay. Yeah, spoilers. Spoilers. Exactly. Yeah, I don't like spoilers. But we're gonna open up the tablet here, and you notice that I made a new what is it? A new canvas, and I'm just going to paste the Sinful West style reference into there. Okay. It does bother me that we have electrical poles in there, so I'm actually going to go ahead and get rid of those with GenFill. This is if you haven't messed with GenFill yet, it's pretty rad. It's very similar to Very Region, but the biggest difference is that if we don't want to write anything, we don't have to, and it just will do what we want it to do. So we'll make sure we select this all here. We'll also select the base of the pole too, so we go through the building a little bit here. I just want to get rid of these, right? So I'm going to use GenFill, and then I'm not going to write anything in the prompt whatsoever, and then hit generate. And what that will do is it looks at the rest of the image to decide what should go inside of there, and it usually picks the shortest path to get there. And let's see, Lol Person said, can someone remind me a tutorial that show how to create a character sheet from the beginning and use that character? It's on my YouTube channel. There's a couple different examples of that, and I have the characters' names as well inside the titles. So you're welcome to just watch that on YouTube after the stream and kind of check those out on your own time. But otherwise, most people are asking for turnarounds. Like they're asking for a turnaround character sheet, and then they start describing the character. No problem. So now you can see, because I did that quick GenFill interrogation, we can pick the best out of these. I'm going to go with this one. And there's no more electrical poles. That's great. So let's go ahead and now zoom out here. We have this result. I'm going to smash this down. And I'm actually going to copy this result right for now. I'm actually going to bring this into my server just so that we have it. I don't have to worry about editing it or adding it later. Sinful West, and then paste that in there. Boom. Okay. So this is what I want to accomplish, though, is I want to be able to create different colors in order, so we don't have to use negative prompts. We don't have to do all that stuff. I just want the style reference to actually be the color like reference for the characters or for the comics or whatever. So now that we have this all in one layer, we're going to use a tool here called Replace Color. And then we're going to select the red. And now we can just hue shift this color around until we get something a little different. So let's go with yellow. And then we want to make sure the fuzziness is cranked all the way up. And that will essentially get us as close as we can to it being, this one color is selected here. But you notice that some of the darkest hues are still red. Okay. So that's one way to do it. It works sometimes if you select the perfect mid balance between the dark and lights. But what's actually better is to go into adjustment and then hue saturation. Okay. And now we're just going to shift this to a different color. So let's go for yellow here. And then we'll hit OK. Now that we have this as yellow, we can copy this here, jump us back over to Midjourney. I'm going to paste this into the VC Create, and we're going to use this as the style reference instead of the official Sinful West. Unfortunately, when we allowed it in general, it basically broke office hours. Okay. Okay, I'll check that, whatever you guys are talking about, a little later. But now that we have the link for this, I'm going to copy it, and we're going to take one of these results. So let's take this result of Victor here. This is really cool, actually, from Nixie. Let's go ahead and re-roll their result, but we are going to replace the style reference with our new yellow style reference, and then submit that. The main thing I'm looking for here is just making sure that there's no negative prompts on the color red or any specific color, because that's why we do it manually. That's why we're doing it with Photoshop here. Let's see what that result looks like. There you go. And we got the yellow now. Very, very cool, actually. It did some really cool stuff with sunsets and sunrises, and that's actually really rad. I do dig this. I do dig the smuggy sort of like goblin face here on this one. So that's really cool. Ooh, yellow heart. Thank you, really smart. Yellow heart, really smart. I like that. Lux has been going hard on comic panels, so that's really cool. There was one earlier that looked really rad. Look at that. Yeah, yeah. And now we can, now that there's a person here, by the way, I can grab Victor here, like so, do a very region, and then we can actually select this, everything but the legs. Okay. And I'm going to replace, I'm going to add the CRF um, for Victor here. And because it's a cowboy like Western, we want to make sure that the character weight's pretty low. So let's do 10 instead of 0. And then submit that. Victor should be standing there now using the legs to kind of like the legs and the shadow, especially the shadow of the body, to dictate the rest of Victor's posing and position. Shadows are incredibly important to take into account when doing this kind of stuff. So, because it's going to dictate the rest of the image quite heavily. And now you can see here we have a Victor-like character. Let's go for the fourth one here. Yeah, I like it. I like. Oh my god, the second one's super rad. I love the horns. I love the horns and the demon rocks. That's freaking cool. Ugh, that's awesome. Good job. That's golden pasta. But yeah, now we have Victor as a cowboy here in the background. Okay. And if we wanted to, we could get rid of the gun. We could more force her. Now the thing is, she's not wearing a hat in the first panel here, so you have to decide: am I going to add a hat to the first panel, or am I going to remove the hat? And by the way, if you remove the hat, you're also going to have to change the shadows on her face, right? So it's a little bit easier to now vary region and get rid of the character reference. And we are going to now highlight the top of her head, like so, and make sure we have a little bit of the forehead selected too. And we're going to write comic panels. Oh, sorry, we're going to write cowboy hat. Big cowboy hat. And then submit. Sometimes you want to actually dictate, you want to describe the rest of the image too. So you could say multiple comic panels depicting a girl in a comic, in a cowboy hat. That'll help a lot when it comes to trying to get the results you might be imagining or thinking of. Thank you, iTroll, for linking the new style reference inside of Midjourney here. Or, sorry, inside of the Sinful West style reference. It's very handy for when you want a character to follow a certain color and switch to that color, right? So let's take a look at the result here. Now she definitely has a cowboy hat in all these results. I'm going to go with that first result here. And see, that was way easier. That was way easier than having to remove the shadows in her eyes. So there you go. Very cool. I am loving some of these results, guys. Thank you so much for chatting with us today. All right, I'm going to let this scroll for a minute so you guys can check out some of the stuff you guys have made. And we'll go from there. There's some really cool stuff. Oopsies. Okay. All right. Yes. The Spencer repeating rifle. Nice. It's definitely a sniper version of it, but it is cool. I have been criticized before that my comics oftentimes have very, very bad gun anatomy, and I recognize that. I screw up with gun anatomy more than I screw up with bodies, significantly more. Oh, Celeste, thank you so much for joining, and we'll catch you next time. It was so cool to have you again here. And whenever the Midjourney mods like give me something new to do, I am so happy. Like Funuckle was on here a couple weeks ago, and she was so much fun because we used her glitch art before AI existed, and it was just so cool to see the results. And using negative prompts to explore new areas is just so much fun. as well as something new that we've been messing with called void space. It's not the official name, guys. Like, don't quote me on this. Like, honestly, I've run into this problem before where we've made something up on the stream, and then suddenly people on Reddit will start going like, "It's not. There's no documentation on void space. It's not real." And I'm like, "Okay, shh. It's okay. It's okay. Not everything needs to be official. Okay, it's fine." But what we've been doing is we've been putting two quotes with nothing written in it. Okay, and then submitting that with only style references and character references that dictate the results. So like if your style reference features comics, right? You don't need to write comics. You could just put two quotes, two empty quotes, and see what you get off of that. So everything's going to be dictated by the character reference and the style reference for this, and we'll see what we get. I love the little robot dude. That's rad. I do want to see yours in that too, Hillgarden. We'll try some void space stuff with yours. So we'll hit reroll here, delete the entire prompt, and just do empty quotes. Two quotes. And we'll see what we got off of that. Okay, all right. So you can see we've lost all the Western element. We've lost all that, but we definitely have gotten into some wicked, weird sort of places with it. And just the more it just leans the results in a different area of latent space than what we're used to. Okay, so you're gonna see some really, really weird stuff. And let's see what Hillgardens does. Um, oh wow, that's intense. I just want to see Hillgardens now. Giant penguin. Okay, yes. So here. Oh no! Oh no! I know you guys upres that one instantly. I know you guys did that. Good job. Good job. That's welcome to Void Space. Okay. I'm gonna zoom in for you. There you go. Enjoy. Okay. We have a wiener. We have a wiener. But yes, it's certainly true that if we start, not everything needs to be official. Is the quote here. Nice, nice. So like if you really wanted to go ham on like the speech stuff, by the way, because that's the space that we're entering here by using quotes, at least empty quotes. But if you do have stuff written in there, you can force it to more, because like, you see the text is actually in the center of the screen. It's actually on the bottom right of this one. It might be technically in the menu somewhere on another result here. But if we re-roll this and we say speech bubble that reads, anything that says speech bubble that reads will take the quote a lot more seriously, a lot more like literally just write what's in a bubble and then go for there. Oh, I like these gun nuns. The gun nuns. Yay, I like that rhyme. That's a fun rhyme. Yes, gun nuns. Thank you, Gallifrey. I know you're out of here now, but that was too funny. All right, more void space stuff. Victor in void space, by the way, is like so much fun. I love playing around with void space because it lets us get into this weird avant-garde world, almost like Twin Peaksy at points. It's just so up my alley. It's so up my alley, especially when you start mixing in your all's personalization codes on top of that. But look here, look here, look at the speech bubble one here. Okay, I'll zoom in on this here. So not everything needs to be official. And that's rad. That is so cool. It's so cool to see like what kind of what kind of results we get off of this text speech bubble here. And if the text isn't legible or doesn't make sense, just do a very region over it and get something more interesting. You're definitely going to hit more popular sort of realms when it comes to as Bayrate said it, he called it a gravity well of mediocrity. Like we just end up like, look, we have the anime schoolgirls, like, like that's that kind of stuff, very generic sort of stuff. The more the more we don't lean against that stuff, the more likely we get it. Okay, so it's we can now do a negative prompt for schoolgirl and get none of those results anymore, or hopefully not. So okay, and Getter said, "Have fun. Have a good folks. Getting late here. Thanks for the time, Victor. No, thank you so much, Getters. I really do appreciate your time here. And then Nundum. Yes, yes, we're getting into the to the wacky deep side of your all sense of humor here. And I just love all the void prompt stuff. Look, it's ancient in the void space. Oh my god, that second result though. I know you didn't click that second. Oh, more chickens. You keep distracting me with chickens, Rhapsody. It's very easy. But the if if we now pull up that result from ancient here, ooh, whoa! Look at the fireplace, like witches. These witches, like I'm gonna call them witches. Okay, like these witches up here on doing a seance thing, super super cool. But look at this void space, guys. Like, look how friggin' weird that looks. It looks like something from Magica. I forgot the name of the full anime, but it just looks like that sort of weird mixed media sort of realm that we're venturing into here. So if we wanted to, we could easily zoom out of this realm and start to explore the world. And if we wanted to as well, we could actually like remove the character from it and create a style reference of this bizarro sort of avant-garde space. So I'm going to zoom out by 2 times on this. Oh, yep, more Vix. Let's zoom out and see what we get. Oh my god, that is rad. I troll free. Good job on that one. I'm sure we can do something with these guys. I'm sure there's going to be all sorts of fun places we could end up with this. I just want to zoom out of that one result though, because I know we can do something crazy with it. It definitely enters a sort of like topography sort of space, like like that's what the late. I mean, it's gonna be for written words on the prompts, so there is certainly a lean towards that. But yeah, look at you guys going nuts with the seance stuff. That's great. Let me find that zoom out here. Oh, okay, it's technically still processing, so let me do it again. Whenever that happens in turbo mode, I know something went wrong. So we're just going to zoom out again and see what we get. There we go. All right. Whoa. Okay. I really like this. Like some of the like he's the magic mirror man kind of stuff. Like this fourth result's pretty cool. This first result's pretty rad. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the first one here. Okay. I'm gonna upscale this, and then we're gonna turn this into a style reference so we can like go to this space more easily. You could really do this with any one of these things. So going nuts with the seance stuff. Thank you for coding that, agent. But I just want to show you guys what it looks like when we actually build a style reference off of this. Whoa, it's a QR code. It's a world of QR codes. That's actually kind of sick. I do dig this. Oh my god, that looks awesome. Um, yeah, you guys are really exploring void space in some interesting ways here, especially with your personalization codes. By the way, if you want to check out what your personalization code is, there's now one for both Niji and Midjourney. You have to rate like over 200 images for to get one. But essentially, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do quote hyphen hyphen p. Just write p in there, and then we're gonna hit enter, and that will autofill with your personalization code. Mine probably has changed. The Niji one I think was in flux for a little bit for me because there's a little bit of a lag or delay, but it lets us be able to just see what influence we have with our personalization codes. So there's mine for base Midjourney. It's all this sort of minimalism. Like I'm a big fan of just clean white grayscale, event like just stuff I could use in my comics. Frankly, that's the sort of stuff I was rating for. You can always hit the skip button. Use the skip button very liberally when you're rating images. That will definitely create a unique result. But let's actually re-roll this, get rid of the code itself, and then we're going to add Niji 6 because this is now a Niji personalization. It'll be a different code. And you can see now it is definitely a different number, but it'll be within an anime data set instead of the base Midjourney data set. So again, everything leans towards clean line, full character art kind of stuff, which is what I use Midjourney the most for. Purposely rating in that direction is super important, in my opinion, in order to get unique results. If you need 3D, if you're doing constantly 3D stuff, rate everything that looks like it's rendered in 3D. You know, don't don't rate stuff that isn't. Just use the skip button, and you'll get some way more unique results out of your personalization code. Very very cool. Some of these results are ridiculous. Especially love the one with the dog hair. That's pretty rad. Lolo Soon. Yeah, that's just sick. Like that sort of manga aesthetic from I Troll for Use. This personalization code and style reference attached to it. Oof, looks amazing. But let's find the one where we actually did the upreses really quick. Okay, so we have our upreses. We want to find the ones that have the most unique textures to them. So I'm gonna go with this first one here. Okay, and now we're gonna copy the actual image. I'm going to take us over to Photoshop here. I'm going to hit new. And we are going to paste this. And now, here's the cool part, all right? So normally we're really focused on characters here. Like we really want to make the characters the focus of our projects. But what I want to do is I want to create a world. I want to create a style reference. So we're going to use GenFill to remove this character entirely so that it doesn't have any influence on the results. So we're going to just highlight, select as close as we can without getting too close to the character, because we want to make sure that we preserve as much as we can here. Okay. And there we go. Boom, boom, and then boom. So now I have this selected here. I'm going to just GenFill again without writing anything. That's the key move here. Don't write anything, so that it's just doing an image interrogation across the entire result, or sorry, the entire image here. And what it should do is it should just delete ancient here. Boop, boop. It did just that. So let's go through the results and see which one kind of looks the most natural. Okay, I like this one a lot. I like this. Okay, so now we're going to layer flatten. And now I'm going to copy this image back over to Midjourney. Go all the way down VC Create, because you guys have been doing lots and lots of stuff on this stream. It's been awesome. I'm going to paste this. You love the code after the Niji rating party. So they did a big rating party. I think it was like get to 1,000 images or something like that. And it sounded like you guys had a blast, honestly. So I'm going to grab the link here to this new, characterless image that we've created. And I'm just going to use that as a style reference. So let's go ahead and do quote, sref, and then paste that, and then submit. And we could go farther than that. We could actually check out what like certain characters are inside of this space. But I just want to see what the default result is here, because I'm already thinking this is going to be great. Oh, look at that. Okay, yeah, we're definitely in this like interesting mix of like drawn and sci-fi with it. I love this. So let me zoom in a little bit here. Okay, now we can start to bring back our characters into here, right? So let's try Sage really quick. So --cref and then Sage Office and then CW0. This may not work. Submit. Oh, it worked. Okay, cool. Yeah, sometimes with in-painting and stuff, it definitely breaks when it comes to like trying to use your prefer codes. But if you're just doing a reroll, it usually works fine. Okay, let's see what we get. Yes, look at this. Look at this weird space that we're in. Okay, that's amazing. Like this is some neat stuff here. Like when you talk about like trying to replicate that sort of hand-drawn look, having a style reference is just super clutch for this, especially when you want to keep it consistent across multiple things. So like if we wanted to go nuts with this, we could say let's reroll this. We have Sage in there already. So let's now say that instead of two coats, we're going to do multiple comic panels. Yes, this stream will be on YouTube. It will be uploaded usually within 2 or 3 days. I am fully caught up on my streams, so you can definitely catch it on YouTube here. So let's do multiple comic panels, and I'm going to set the aspect ratio to be taller. So let's do AR 2:3. Okay, and let's see what wacky world Sage is going to be in with this here. Because if we say multiple comic panels within a style reference that doesn't actually have comic panels, we may not get any comics, but we usually get some sort of weird place that we're in. This seems like we're breaking reality for Sage, like maybe like a nightmare or dream sequence. Look at this. Wow. Well, I love her face just showing up inside of the patterns here. That is nuts. I really do like this aesthetic a lot, actually. So yeah, there you go. It is super neat. I am reminded the fact that you guys are talking about trains and stuff. There is something interesting happening in Germany tomorrow. I think it's happening in Frankfurt. I have to double check really quick. Let me actually Google this on another thread here. While you guys are generating stuff, I'm gonna look this up really quick. And yes, for Rhapsody's sake, she should know that this is happening. It's in Frankfurt, Germany, and it is called the Tram EM or Tram. I think that's how it's pronounced. And it is a live stream event of a competition of people who run the public transport system in Frankfurt, Germany. So they'll be doing contests like who gets the best, who can do bowling with trams, who can do like who's the best parking the tram at the perfect middle spot on the dock, like just all sorts of nerdy local municipal transport stuff. I'm bringing this up because I'm watching it live tomorrow. It's too damn funny to me that this is something that's going to happen. So I'll pull up the YouTube link for you guys so you guys have that too. It's just too funny for me. YouTube. Yes. Okay. And there we go. Okay, it's streaming in 10 hours. So if you're up for this, there you go. That is the European Tram Driver Championship. So enjoy. That's yes, Rhapsody. Enjoy. This is in your country. Okay. So it's so silly. I could go there. You should go there. You should watch it live and watch them bowl with trams. And just do it. Do it. I want to see. That would be so funny to see pictures of you. Betting on which municipal transport guy is gonna win. The fourth, it's like a fourth away though. Okay, yeah, 4 hours away. Of course, that's too far. Then I get that, but it would be funny. Ooh, Golden Pasta going hard inside our little weird void space. Oh, that's awesome. It does also look the most hand drawn thing that we've done in a while. By the way, this whatever is happening with the style reference is really, really neat. I do dig it quite a lot. It's this kind of like 80s to 90s aesthetic that is kind of broken and shattered in a way. So like maybe we can do like, I don't know, we'll re-roll this. I'm going to get rid of your character reference for that. Oh, well, no, I'm just going to rewrite this. I'm going to say Taco Bell ad. Let's just do a Taco Bell ad and see what happens. Oh, whoa. Is that Legal Beagle? Yeah, it's Legal Beagle's character inside of this weird space that we've figured out. Oh, neat. The speech bubble tram cam live, multiple comic panels. Yeah, look at that. Look at that happy little tram. Oh, that's great. Ooh, the little toy. Oh my god, look how good that looks. I love toys. I love doing toys inside of Midjourney because the results are just wicked. Like, they just look like real toys. It's just nuts. So that's 1980s toy catalog photo. Barbie doll, Russian spy, cowboy, and Western plastic saloon playset. Barbie in playset. That's genius, Lux. That's awesome. Nice. There's Akari. There's Golden Pasta. And this one is mine, the Taco Bell ad. Welcome to Taco Bell, everybody. Yeah, like that's that. Look. It actually looks like a Taco Bell. That's weird. Okay, I wasn't expecting like a literal Taco Bell like place. That's hilarious. Okay, I was expecting it to be like a taco inside of a bell. Okay, sweet. A new spherical Apple AI product. Ooh. You know what this looks like? It looks like the shading balls, like the balls they tell you, like, here's what cross hatching looks like, here's what pointillism looks like, you know, like all the different hatches and stuff inside of shading, like examples. That's what this reminds me of. Um, okay. Very, very cool. Look at all the tacos. Yes. Perfect. Look how happy he is. I told you guys, he's real happy about it. He's really happy about this Tram Cam Live. Most of what's coming through is from the initial style reference. Okay. Okay. Neat. Yes, I love my Barbie doll playset. Thank you so much. Yes, yes, more of this, Lux. Yes. If I do this with Sage, I'm curious what happens. So if I come into here and say Sage Office, and I'm just gonna get rid of the Russian spy stuff real quick. But we'll keep the cowgirl, sure. It would be kind of funny because Sage as a Barbie is kind of hilarious to me because she's the like not a girly girl at all. Like she's very tomboy-esque in that way. Um, oh my god, yes, yes. Look at her at the little bar stool here. That's hilarious. There you go. There you go. And even with the little black tie, that's wonderful. I keep hearing you say trans cam live. Yeah, it's the trans cam. All the trans are there. Every German trans person is currently in a competition right now. Yeah, there we go. Yes, the trans blob. Wiggle wiggle. Perfect. Um, Trans blob. There you go. Okay. All right. I've had my fun with this. This is too damn silly. The anime Taco Bell ad. Thank you. That's great. Um, so some of the playset stuff doesn't make sense the more you look at it, obviously, but it is cool to just be able to mock up your own toys really quick. Which, by the way, this is one of the strongest utilities that Midjourney has for a lot of the people that I work with, right? So like say you have a character from like your own like comic series, particularly like your own hand drawn comics, right? So like if I have like Gnome here, oops, not compatible with value style raw. Okay. Um, why did that do that? Hold on. Oh. Okay, it's right because of the new one here. So let's grab Gnome here. Oh, why is this screwing up on me all of a sudden? Oh, okay. I think it just duplicated the same thing. Let's just try to get rid of that, I guess.
Oh, yeah, when you paste over something with a link in a command now, it tries to turn that into a hyperlink,
Oof.
messes things up.
I see. I see. Okay. Let me just do
I
gnome
think
code.
there was that you use dash dash style, then a link.
Okay. Gnomed. That's right. We called it gnomed. Uh, is it still doing it? Let's try this really quick. Is this gonna do it again? No, that should work now.
You had it right,
Oh,
then
yeah.
you just
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
have a prompt.
Oh, okay. I didn't have a prompt. I got it. Got it. That's all right. Thank you so much. I guess I'm a little burnt in the brain today. So let's do Kermit, just because I see Kermit on my screen right now. And then we're gonna copy this. Now I have my a different character that I from earlier called Gnome. Okay, so I'm gonna copy her links here, and let's try to create a Barbie, like a toy of Gnome here. So let's say like a plushie. So I'm gonna do a character reference, and we are going to say that this character weight is at 0. just to start, and we're going to call it a plushie for the prompt itself, and then submit. This is amazing. That's actually really cool. The Sage and Michael toys. That's I gotta re-roll this for myself too. Actually, if you could put a line in his eyebrow, yeah, yeah, I would do that in just Photoshop. Honestly, it's way easier to do it that way. Okay, so we have a plushie with within the character reference set to 0. You can see that we get generally like toys, but we don't really get our character, right? So let's try to bring that character weight back up. So let's do 80. I don't want to go to max yet. Kermitor. That's that. I don't know what Kermit this Kermit character is, but it is funny that we got enough of that. There we go. Okay. So now I look at this. We got a plushie of gnome. Okay. That we can say, hey, like a fabric designer. I want a toy that looks like this. A weighted toy for like the desk or whatever. You can essentially start to mock up or visualize all sorts of different toys with your characters. Very very cool for being able to just be like, okay, here, toy designer, make me a prototype that looks like this. It's so much easier to do that now because of Midjourney. So if I didn't want the dual cone head here, you could just hit vary region, and we are just going to select that second cone and then get rid of it just by upresing. Sorry, region selecting that. Very cool. Yeah, look at all the plushies of your old stuff here. Just go nuts with the characters. It is cool to see your OCs as physical toys, right? So that you can maybe make one yourself too. Like, there's a comic artist. I'm not going to say his name, but he made like a plushie version of his character for a comic gag. Like him and his kids made it together. We could totally do that in Midjourney now without much issue. But it is always cooler to be like, okay, I visualized a couple different ways to do it with Midjourney, and now I made it myself with that. Super super cool. Oh, all the toys that you guys. Oh wow, this is too funny. Oh wow, Barbie playset Sage and Michael. This is great. Okay, and now see, because I selected that area up there, I'm going to select the third one because that looks the most fun. And now we have our like kind of like beaded plushie of gnome. A little chunky gnome. So that's pretty cool. But when it comes to like any of the characters you have, you can just you can basically just start to request different styles. Like we're basically bouncing off the Barbies, and now we've done plushies. If you want to, you can actually even go to some of the other kind of merch you have for your characters. So let's try up here. Let's re-roll gnome here, but instead of plushie, we are going to do a sticker design, and we'll see what we get off of that. It's more chickens. Okay, here's the sticker. Look at that. Like this is a like that, especially that first one could be a really fun design to print out with like a Cricut cutter or whatever, and just boom, you have stickers that you can sell at an event or something like that. Keep in mind, if you do that in Artist Alley, it's not a lot of people aren't gonna like that. If you do that, you're gonna want to at least let people know, like on an online store or something like that, that this is something that you're doing off of a project you have or whatever. There's at least purpose behind it. A lot of the times people get upset about AI stuff at artist alleys because they're completely random. Like they're like the artwork is like Marvel or whatever. Like you don't even own the IP for it. Gnome is a character based off of one of my friend's art, so it is something where I feel a little more attachment to it. But since it is a generated character, everything falls under the terms of use of Midjourney, blah blah blah. And I won't get into that, but it is something to keep in mind that if your intention is to make money off of your images that you make with Midjourney, just know like there's a lot of people that have the same idea that you do. I promise, and there's it's just a big headache right now for a lot of traditional artists to be able to even have a spot at an artist alley because there's so many people trying to fill in these spots. So I don't even try. I don't even try to submit myself to that kind of like marketing or monetization. I love this. Ah! These are too damn cute. Um and you could do the same with Victor if you want to. It's just neat. It's just so cool to see what you guys can do with this. Um the toys are neat, the Barbies are neat, the stickers are neat. Let's try to think if can you guys actually I'm going to bring this up in chat here. If you guys don't know, there's probably a couple new people here because it's been a little while. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 20 minutes now. But if you look at the stage here, just above the stage, you're going to see VC Create and VC Text. In VC Text, you're going to be able to chat with me. In VC Create is where we're prompting right now. So feel free to bring your projects in, that kind of stuff. Feel free to prompt all you want inside of VC Create. But what I want to hear from you guys is what other merch would work? Like, what other merch do you want to see? Because we've done plushies, we've done stickers, we've done Barbies. What other toys? What other I just want to hear ideas from you guys while I take a sip of this coffee here. Okay, all right. I'll rip off of that one. Let's do a this the Fran's gonna laugh at this one. I'm gonna say full body pillow. And then get rid of this. And there's a personalization. I'm gonna get rid of your personalization code on here too, as well as the stylized. Niji, get rid of that. Okay, let's go with that. A full body pillow. Yes.
I'll say that's a dangerous space to play around in.
I appreciate that you know that ahead of time. I really did.
Like the other term for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna not ask what that term is here on stream. But it is certainly true that you want to that if you guys want to see different he just ends up hugging a pillow. Yes, this is great. This is great. I want to hear more products from you guys. Okay. This is too funny that she just is the pillow. Let's see if we now re-roll this. We got a phone case. Let's do a phone case. That's from Rhapsody here. I'm still laughing at me like I know that's dangerous. It's too funny. Look at the phone case. Okay, so this is cute, right? But you probably want to re-roll this a bunch. Funny result from testing 5.1. Oh no. Oh no. That's horrifying. But yeah, like if you wanted to, you could easily inpaint these to be a little more sensical, like no hands on the outside. Remove those just by inpainting that area. Okay, what's your good one? Let's see. Gallifrey's still going nuts, even though I think she's not even here. A theme park? Okay, let's do a theme park. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna re-roll this. Theme park. And then I'm gonna make that a wide image, so 3-2. Oh, you are totally here. Good. I didn't know if you were just like generating, like ripping off of us like remotely or whatever. Some people do that. They'll say bye, right? But then they'll just pull out their phones and they keep prompting things. It sucks. It sucks. Oh, that's hilarious. The gnome theme park. There we go. Okay, it's like a river log ride. Let's do like a lazy river ride. Lazy river ride. Theme park. If you use the character reference for Phantasma and then you said theme park, it probably would be pretty cool too. Miniature garden gnomes. Oh yes, garden gnomes. That's a great one. Oh no. Oh yeah, you want me to sell you a T-shirt on YouTube? There you go. Like yeah. Oh man, that's kind of. Oh, there's the lazy river ride. Yes. Look at her go. Look at all the gnomes go. That's too cute. Oh man. Let's upres the second one and then redo a variation on that. If you do a variation on, ooh, what is this? She is super scared at a haunted house Halloween theme park. Nice, good job, Gallifrey. That's pretty fun. The second one's hilarious. It looks like stop motion. I love how version 6.1 will oftentimes make mixed media stuff, right? So if we do now a variation subtle on it, it's most likely going to randomize also the mixed media element to it too, right? Yeah, I gotta send this one to Fran. All of them being upres, this is hilarious. Is that ice cream cone? Yes, ice cream character. Okay. So we could see here that as we went through and randomized these, it actually kept the live action elements in the background. It just kind of changed the expressions a little bit. It really forced the character reference because it's set to max, I believe. Yeah, very cool. Look at all the gnomes go. There you go. It makes me a gnome too. Okay, I love the fourth result though. All the little mini gnomes around. Is that a punk rock toothbrush? Oh my god. That would be very uncomfortable to brush your teeth. Imagine that hitting like your tonsils, like as you're brushing your teeth, right? It just kind of brushes the back of your throat a little bit, for fun. What is this one? Gnome smoothie cup, no outline. Huh. It does have the giant nose though. That is actually more characteristic to her gnome, by the way. To have the big nose, like that's from her original character design. So I'm gonna upres that just to have that because I think she would want to see that. That's great. That's hilarious. I might want to use that as character reference actually. But we want to. I want us to do a variation of it and see what we get. Is that a car decal? Oh wow, gnome decals. Photo of a gnome decal. There you go. Like with the seat that rolls down. Oh! I see where you're going with this, Ancient. I see where you're going with this. Gotta get those magic cards in. Okay, yeah. So it definitely got rid of the nose. So I'm going to come back up to here. I don't like the drooly mouth though. The drooly mouth just makes me uncomfortable. So I'm going to select the mouth and redo the mouth, and let's actually redo the eyes too. So we're just gonna do a variation of this and see what we get off of that. Is that a hot sauce bottle? Okay, okay, hot sauce. That's hilarious. Wow, I'm getting super tired. VC Create is going so fast today. It is nuts how fast VC Create is today. Let's go ahead and upres this third one here. Let's I think I'm going to call it here after this one, guys. We do have an after party here that you guys are more than welcome to join. We've done a lot of really fun stuff, and we're really going ham with this right now. You guys are welcome to keep prompting here if you want. I see that you guys are having a lot of fun with the gnome code too. Zumster here made some really fun ones actually here. But if you join our server, the Gnarly Comics server, you can join the after party, which is where we can come and chat with you for a little while. I'll probably be there for about 20 minutes to like, chat with you guys, see what projects you guys are working on. But it's your chance to come on the stage and be able to talk with us. We don't do it here on the Midjourney server just because there's 20 million people here. It's kind of too chaotic to do that. But if you join the Gnarly Studio server, just click the link from Legal Beagle here. You'll be able to hop inside of the after party chat and just have fun with us. See what you guys are doing. And if there's anything that you guys want to share there, feel free. We have all sorts of neat little project plaything challenges and just other things to do inside of the Gnarly Studio server. So we'd love to see what you guys are up to. This is Pez dispenser. Oh, that's genius. Yes, that's great. And you probably want to lower the character weight a lot for that one in order to really emphasize the Pez dispenser. Is that a Halloween costume? Yes. Yes. That's awesome. Yes, I love all these. Very cool. Okay. Well, I hope to see you guys over there. There is like prompt battles and stuff that Kinky normally does announcements for, but she's not here today, so just know there's plenty of events that you can check out on Midjourney's server here. The way you check that out, it's actually really easy. You just scroll all the way to the top. You click on events, and you'll see all the different events that are happening here, including prompt craft for beginners. We have prompt battles on Saturday and prompt battles on Sunday. So there's all sorts of different events you can join here. The prompt battles will award you fast hours and other things that there's definitely benefits to going to every event. I highly recommend them. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to give you guys a little wave here inside of VC text here. Thank you all so much, and I hope to see you over on my server. It's been a lot of fun, guys. This has been a wild stream. There's a lot of stuff going on here. So see you at the after party. Thank you so much, Ancient, for hosting with me. Later. Wiggle wiggle.
God, it's so full here already.
It's gonna get chaotic.
Get in.
Or
Everyone, get in. It's, by the way, VC Create's still going nuts. By the way, it's ridiculous how active we had of a stream today. So
Holy moly, yes.
hold on.
I almost got nauseous just wanting to find my own pictures in there.
Yeah, eventually, I feel like we're gonna have to move the things over to like an official, sort of thing. I don't really know. What is it? Yeah. Let me actually zoom in on myself here too and set up that real quick. Boop and boop. There you go. All right, so now it's me and Rhapsody hanging out here with you guys. If you do have a VTuber, feel free to turn it on. We do like to see all sorts of little anime characters talking here. But let's see. Awesome. So what's up, guys? How's it going?
It was a busy week.
Yeah, what's going on?
I usually schoolwork, and then I did a GPU upgrade, so I was also experimenting with like on-device stuff.
I gotta get a new computer. I gotta just get a whole new computer. Honestly, I've talked about that last stream. I just need one, and my buddies have been recommending ones, and they're just like, "Don't buy Intel," and I'm like, I know that I'm not supposed to buy Intel, but it's damn cheap right now. Like I've been like, they're like, ethically, don't buy Intel. I'm like, no, it's cheap. It's cheap though. I'm
I
cheap.
see it. I see a cloud poking its head in.
Hey, yay, we got a third tuber here. Hey, Jan, how you doing?
Yo, hi.
It's good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Oh,
And now I
so
had
cool.
my VTuber puppet.
Yay! That's so damn cool.
Nice.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
It's definitely
you.
one of the more creative ones.
I even got like the second dimension like this. Ha!
Yes.
That's awesome. That's freaking neat. I
Is that
love that.
Adobe? Is that Adobe character?
Yeah, it's a double character animator.
Awesome.
That's
And
damn cool.
as you can see, there is a phantasma, and I'm thinking maybe I could destroy it.
Well, don't want less.
Oh, that's so rad. Good job, man. Oh man, every time we get a new tuber that comes into here that is able to like actually do this stuff, it blows my mind. It just brings us one step closer to a future where we're all just anime characters living in our own little fantasy worlds, being jackasses. It's great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
All
thank
these
you.
rogues.
That's amazing, Jan. Thank you so much for sharing that, and you're welcome to keep streaming. Obviously, I want to see it. And you can hear my cat screaming too. She's excited about it.
Yeah, and I got a question.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
My question is like, while generating the pictures today, I got the problem with this vortex and holes in the cloud because I wanted like make a combat between the cowboy and the cloud, and I don't know why, but when I like got already like 2 frames, like the first one where he is with the vortexes, and the second one with the like the close eye one, I wanted to make like the sword layer under, and there I got a problems. Maybe you could help me with that.
Well, what I would recommend doing is if you do have like you don't really need Photoshop, you can use like any program really, like even MS Paint. This will work. But I photo bash a lot of stuff. Like I will take a sword and then throw the clouds in there and then force that image to basically try to replicate it to the result, right? Just with an image prompt. So like I'll oftentimes like just smash stuff together. Like if you prompt individual elements and then layer them together inside of either like GIMP, Photoshop, or whatever photo editing program you're using, you can get away with a lot of that. You know what I mean? Like it's it's not uncommon for, like I did with the tumbleweed, right? Like I grabbed an image from Google and I said, all right, image weight, set the image weight really high, like 2.5 or something, and then force that image into the prompt result. That may work, and then just doing variations of it from there.
No, wait, you're hard.
Fascinating.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I'm
How
having-
good is that?
Yeah, I'm having too much fun with your character, Jan. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's great.
Yeah, thank you for inspiring me.
Oh, well, I wanna see you on Twitch, man.
Anytime.
I want to see you start doing this, like on your own time too. It would be really cool to just see you be able to really expand on this, especially if you wanted to, just kind of use the IPs and stuff for sure. I'm more go nuts on the Phantasma stuff. I really want you to. We also got somebody else here who's it's Going Pasta.
Yeah.
How
By the
you
way,
doing?
just because we skipped over it in the beginning, this is the after party, the show after the show, our weekly community meetup. Everybody is invited to just unmute their microphone and talk with us. Just don't talk too much over other people. If you don't want to talk, you can write in the chat that is part of this channel. So you go to the little speech bubble that is next to the title of the channel, and then you can type in there and we will have a look there too. And usually what we do is just hang out, talk about what happened in like the last week or 2 weeks in this case, and have some fun together. So welcome, because we
Oh.
see some new people here.
Right, right, and thank you for that, Raps. I usually get so excited when, especially when we get a big room like this. It's really cool to just like jump right in. And I really appreciate you bringing back the like grounding us back into what we need to do. I really do appreciate that. I did see that Golden Pasta said they didn't have a mic at the moment, which is cool. Like, no worries. It is certainly true that whenever, even just the characters being there, like in the room, is just cool to see. Like if I'm gonna zoom out a little bit here of myself here, and look how big this room is. Wow, awesome, guys.
I'm so glad I got to pop in.
Gally.
Gally?
D&D delay of game. Yeah.
The freaking like SpongeBob. Oh, sorry, yeah, the SpongeBob
Yeah.
overlay is hilarious.
I love it.
Imagination.
Imagination land.
Yeah, that's great. The more you know is what I think of whenever I see a rainbow, like kind of like sparkly thing. I just think of the more you know.
Absolutely.
Well, hello, I have a question.
Yeah, shoot.
All right, so first of all, appreciate for the invitation. It's very nice to collaborate with other creators like all you guys, same mindset who just want to create something for yourself. You know, either for recreation or you want to make a living out of this. Definitely, all of this is being very inspiring. I'm kind of a similar journey. I played with Midjourney in 2023 last year. Then I quit it. Then I returned back. And I returned back because of a reason. And again, I don't mind to share what I'm doing because probably nobody here would do what I'm doing. The thing is this. So I like to play tabletop RPGs. I've been getting recently to solo tabletop RPGs. And I've been playing a lot this game called Morkborg. It's very dark. It's pretty much kind of like a roguelike tabletop RPG. Well, definitely you will die quick, with the dice. The whole thing is just to have fun and you will die, pretty much. So the idea came out with this. It was like, what if I can just use Midjourney to be able to create my character, narrate a story, and narrate it in a video like, kind of like an anime style.
Yeah.
The thing that I'm having right now is that I have the whole story in my head. I have the character face, but what I've been trying to do is be able to put that character face into a medieval-like character. I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh no, it does. I mean, like usually like a low character weight, right? And just writing what you want the character to be is the best way to do that with the new character referencing tools. Like that's how we do the Sinful West stuff. Is that we say, hey, we want a low character weight, and then we use that face, right, as the reference image, and rely on the words that you're writing more so than the actual image itself, especially if it's just a face, right? But it is certainly true that you can photo bash it too. Like you can generate the kind of medieval or like the character design itself and then put the face on top of the character, even if it's rough, right? Midjourney does a really good job of like fixing that stuff. You want to make sure the proportions are right, but overall it helps a lot to fix that. That's another way to do it. If the low character weight is not working out for you. A lot of times that though, like at least in my experience with the tabletop stuff, is that you're oftentimes like trying to take an existing IP or like something that it already exists, right, and trying to make your own version of it, maybe like a dark version of it or a pirate version of it or something like that. Try to find existing things and then riff off of those. I it's not uncommon for me to photo bash stuff that I don't own, because I know that what Midjourney is going to make is unique and it's not going to be like a direct derivative of that. It'll be this kind of its own interpretation of it. So highly recommend photo bashing. If you try if you don't have like like Photoshop or anything on your computer, you can use Magma, a GIMP-based browser drawing app, and then use that instead.
Okay, that definitely that helps. So I saw one of my biggest mistakes was that I was just using, for example, right, medieval soldier, having a sword, exploring the forest, and I just do, hyphen and the name of the character using, the preference option, because I created like all the images, I put a name, and this is my character reference. But I never use the character weight. So I guess the character weight was always on 100.
Exactly. That's the default. Exactly.
That's the mistake. Okay, so that was my mistake. So now putting out 0, it will pretty much use the same body, but you just put the face of my character.
Yeah. The way you want to kind of imagine it is that the lower the weight is for the character weight, the more it hones in on just the face. Everything else kind of becomes whatever's written in the text. You can kind of think of it as radiance. Like the bigger the number is, the more it's going to borrow the rest of the character's outfit, right? But the more you hone in on just the face, the lower the number is.
Okay. All right, got it. Okay, so now let's say that I got that done, and now the face is in the character, and I was able to create like a body turn around, front, back, left, or right. With that being said, the next problem that I have is that sometimes when I'm creating like a full body of something like that, it just kind of like cuts the character. And this is like me creating a new character reference. Like I just upload new images, create a new preset value with a new name, just letting Midjourney know, hey, this is a new, character sheet. And when, for example, one of the scenes that I have, it was like character is looking at the map, and it shows a map, but I don't want any weapons, no nothing, and they still coming up.
Right.
I write the negative prompt, like the / hyphen no swords, no weapons or nothing, but they still coming. Is there any character weight, any weights that I can play with it?
Yes.
To eliminate
yes. Absolutely. So as soon as you do have the character, right, the main thing is that like I try to not include props inside of the actual character design, because I can always prompt for those props unless it's very specific. Like say your character has a magical wand that looks in a very specific way, then you want one character reference that has him holding that wand, and then another character reference that has him not holding that wand. I don't know if you remember. Basically, like if you remember from the stream, I was working with at one point I used Sinful in Photoshop to remove the power poles inside of the character reference. That's how I just remove props entirely. Like I'll just select the sword and then remove that, and now I have a version of it without that sword. That's pretty clutch, especially when it's something super generic. You don't need to include it in the character reference.
Yes. So in this case, what I want from the character is only the armor, like how the body looks like. That's what I want to keep. But like anything in the hands, I just wanted like pretty much with no weapons, no items, nothing, because I wanted to change it through the story. Now my next question is, if any of you know what application, either online or for the computer, I can use to animate. It could be like, because I have seen Runway, but what problem is that I really pay for Midjourney, so
we all have a budget.
Exactly, I cannot pay for Runway. So is there anything that somebody can recommend? Because I would like to kind of like make it again like kinetic shots. It could be walking, it could be talking, it could be saying something, right? And yes, Runway give me the best results, but it's not cheap.
No, I'm going to let some other people kind of chime in on that one because, frankly, they have a lot more experience with AI video right now than I do. Because I use Pico Labs because they gave me 1 million credits for free, so like that's what I use. But it really comes down to what your intent is. Like we use Adobe Character Animator, which you can use for that too. Like like the way we're doing the VTuber stuff, right? It's just part of your exactly. We're all doing wiggles. Like you can use that as a traditional animation program too. You don't have to
Adobe what?
Adobe Character Animator. We're using it for streaming right now because it has that function built into it. But you can also just use it to record on a green screen, for example, and then replace the background with whatever you want later. You can also just throw the background inside of Character Animator and have that static background, but it lets you be able to. It's just another option. It's more traditional, and I say traditional like VTubing is a traditional thing, but you're not using AI video. But what if there's anyone that can chime in on different recommended AI like that? I know there's so many of them now. So if anyone's got a recommendation, please say it now.
Yeah, I experimented in the last week, especially a lot with Luma too. And it's giving me really, really amazing, absolutely great results. Especially for anime. I mean, I'm gonna just share a few GIFs in the chat here. Like this one I did yesterday, or that one, or this one.
By the way, Rhapsody, I shared that second one, this one right here with the teal guy, right? I shared that.
The teal guy?
Yeah, the teal, like the dude who's zooming in towards camera, right?
Yeah.
I shared that with one of the Disney animators that I know, and he goes, "Oh, fuck you." And so his only complaint was that the bottom left his hair turns into a blade, like a saw blade,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Right.
But yes, it was definitely like the most like the most vulgar response that you can imagine for that. Like I'm sorry, but that shit makes me laugh so hard when it happens, and I feel bad for some of my traditional animator friends. But like that's clutch. Like that is just sick. Like this is amazing. And yeah, so that's all Luma, right?
That's Luma.
You said you did with Luma? With Luma?
Yes, Luma Dream Machine. And there's of course also Pika, which I have to mention because I basically work for them. That is very, very good for very calm scenes. I would say there's also a few downsides with Pika at the moment because it downscales your images. And we're all waiting for a new model to come out that I'm not able to talk about too much, but it should be soon.
Yeah.
Then there's a few different other video AI things that have popped up over the last few weeks, apparently. So there's I think Krotos AI out there. Then just today I found Redo Studio, which also does AI animation. I didn't try it yet, but there's a Kling of course. There's Kling MK PVD.
Yeah, Kling I've heard a couple things about too.
Yes, Hailuo AI. This one is for free. Yeah, there's a lot of experimental ones that are for free at the moment that you can just go and try out.
Yeah, I hope that helps, man. Just play around with a bunch of them, man, and see what works. If you do want a more traditional solution, then try out Character Animator if you are willing to subscribe to Adobe. I do for work, right? So it's worth it for me to be subscribed to both Midjourney and Adobe at the same time, but I don't pay for anything else because I can't afford it. Like, I have a budget too, you know what I mean? So I just use those two because I have 20 years of Photoshop experience behind me. I know how to use all of the Adobe programs really well. So if you do have that experience, you can go ham with that instead.
Well, definitely, it definitely makes sense. Like if you have that experience, of course, you're going to lean more towards that. Right. Or someone who's brand new, kind of like either. In my case, I'm just learning. What's the name? GIMP. Because I see some open source that are very good, compared to Adobe. I know Adobe pretty much is, you know, is the king in all of that related. However, that $25-$35, how much is the monthly membership? Yeah, man, that's
Yeah, it's a good
more
chunk of
expensive
change.
than that.
I mean, I pay for the Mid Journey
Exactly.
$60 a month. You know what I mean, man? So like a total, my
No,
total,
exactly.
it's like $100 a month. You know what I mean? That's more than like most people's cable bill. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of money.
Oh yes, definitely. No, definitely that's a lot of money. So just enough with Mid Journey, that's enough for me. So I just want to figure out everything, you know, the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you click on the
I
links,
tried-
if you click on the show chat on the top right button up here, right, you'll see that Rhapsody included a bunch of links to a couple of them too. So like, it definitely play around with the free ones first, just because that's the cheapest way to do it, and then go from there.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you so much for joining.
Also,
Or you can always become a pirate for.
No, don't advocate that. Don't do that.
I'll let.
Yar har fiddly dee. I get that. I get it. Okay, Rhapsody, go ahead.
Yeah. Before we get demonetized and never available for any sponsorship ever. What did I want to say? Now I'm completely off rails. Oh yeah, there's also news. There's also news from Office Hours from Midjourney that we probably will have a video release this year. It sounded like so. Maybe there comes a Midjourney video with a bit of luck in the next few months,
Yeah, we'll have to
and if
see.
not, then probably within the next 6 months. Could be that you don't even need another tool for that.
Yeah,
And I'm on the same path.
yeah, and I see Gom Pasta's working on some stuff too. That's really I love seeing VTubers working on their VTubers while they're streaming. Like that's just cool to see the characters updating while you do it. So thank you for sharing that.
Who said something just before Victor?
Rhapsody, what did you say about Midjourney video?
I mean,
missed
David.
some of that.
David said that
Or
it
just
should be
yeah.
coming this year. Maybe if not, I would expect it within the next 6 months. So
Cool.
yeah.
That'd be fun.
Midjourney usually does a drop at Christmas, like usually around Christmas,
Yeah.
because there's like the annual plan that people gift things, right? They will gift like a year's worth of Midjourney, right? So it's not uncommon for there to be a drop between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
God. So many creative people in here.
Yeah, we have definitely a lot of the regulars here. Gnarly Pops too. I don't recognize you, man, but it's good to have another gnarly here. You know, and Felix is here. Good to see you, Felix.
Yeah, good to be here.
Awesome, guys. This has been
No,
so much
and-
fun.
Yeah, and I definitely want to put your VTuber with me on a stage together. Because I could place you behind the window and like here.
They'll make thunder. Light and thunder.
Exactly. Yeah, just having. Are we going to do like a Turduncan of VTubers? Like, you know, just layers and layers of VTubers inside
Yeah,
of
why
one
not?
stream. Yeah, right.
Like he's just out there staring inside.
Exactly. Like, hi.
Exactly, that's the idea.
Yeah, Discord's a little bit of a hassle to make things composite correctly because obviously it's not made for this, right? So like we do have to kind of deal with the fact that, like, for example, I'm still streaming here and stuff. So like when it comes to the channel lists and things like that, I have to use plugins and browser versions of Discord for the actual stream I do on Midjourney. But when I come in here, I just drag Discord down to my tablet and just we just roll with it. We just go with it in terms of how it looks. But all the icons are in the way, and this like it's kind of a hassle to do that correctly. You know, at least I hope that we're able to see a proper Discord streaming app whenever this stuff gets adopted more formally. So
Don't know where Discord wants to go with streaming, to be honest.
Yeah, I have no idea. I know that Discord's going all sorts of different directions, especially. I mean, they're a gaming app. You know what I mean? Like it's not really made for this, but it's what we do, so that's what we're gonna do. But yeah, at this point, guys, my cat is like starving. She wants some food. I can hear her screaming at me more and more every second. So I'm gonna pop on out of here. But please stay and hang out and chat and stuff. Usually folks stay for a good while, so I wanna hear from you. And if you are like in terms of like the stuff you guys end up making here, especially prompting inside of the channels here, like the AI channels, feel free to go nuts in there. You know, especially when it comes to remixing the Sage comics or any of the Victor stuff. I want to see it. Make sure you post it and share it. But and in 9 hours, I'm watching this tram competition, so I'm going to link that here. This is a stream in Germany for it, so I'm going to open up the chat.
I'm gonna watch it too.
Yeah, you should. I'm going to link it here.
Just
Make sure you
send it.
subscribe. Yeah, I
I
did.
just sent it to some friends of mine who are living in Frankfurt.
I learned about it from a guy who does transportation videos on YouTube. So it's just really, really nerdy. He does like to climb the highest mountain with places with no mountains, right? So like it's just super nerdy stuff that this guy normally does. So he was sharing this, and I'm like, oh, I'm definitely watching that. That's gonna be fun. But all right, guys, you'll have a good one, and hope you stick around. Okay, see y'all.
Bye, Vic.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you.
No
Bye.
problem.